get it right. Trying to find some balance in my life, but I never really put up a fight. Been following my dreams, and now I'm losing sleep. Slow it down until you're if you want. Enjoy the ride, 'cause those ups and those downs is what makes it worth the ride. You will make it in time. What if I lost touch? What if I'll never get it right? I try to follow my heart, but I lost it somehow. Wish that someone could say it'll all be okay. Just listen to me as I
What's going on, everyone? My name is Ryan Garrity, otherwise known as Big Smelly, and we want to welcome you into Season 7, Race 1. We're wrapping up the Octane Sprint Series here with North America Red and Blue. And as always, I'm joined by Dave Hill, and we have a newcomer in the booth, Nick Amone. What's going on, guys? How are we?
Hey Ryan, excited for the new season. What about you?
I'm pumped. I had a little taste of it yesterday. Felt good to get behind the wheel. Feels even better to be back in the booth with the boys. Nick,
Going
how are
on?
you? Welcome
What?
in.
Thank you. I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited. It's nice to kind of be back in a casting position. You know, last time I did any cast of any sort was about 4 years ago with Rocket League, so it's nice to change it up a little bit.
A bit of a different pace tonight, right?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to
You
go ahead
still
and bring us to the track as we go out for the outlap.
you still may occasionally see it like a good esports line though, so it'll be
Oh, you
good.
love to see it.
You do love to see the esports line.
But anyways, Nick was on the grid last season as a debutant in the Sprint Series. Showed up, showed out a few times, had a handful of top 20 finishes there. So that was good. Are you missing it at all, Nick?
Honestly, yeah. Like on one hand, I think after that like week off we had for the midseason break or the midseason break, I kind of like lost my drive for competition. But you know, now with it starting back up, part of me really wants to get back in the driver's seat, but part of me kind of wants to just treat sim racing as like a fun little thing that I do when I want, not like, oh, I have to practice this and this and this, and then I have to do, you know, a race on this night. I just want to like, you know, do it whenever. So yes and no.
I can understand that. Makes you miss it a little bit. Gets you back into the mood to jump behind the wheel again.
I can agree with. But instead of being in the ass that I'm currently just putting my butt in a Bentley, because aiming to participate in the 9 hours of Kyalami coming up, I think, next month? Actually, in a couple of weeks. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's roughly 2 weeks from now.
Well, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, we actually make it in, because last time we got put on reserves and then got moved up and then got moved out because of a server issue. I'm definitely not still upset that it ended like that, but hopefully this time around we just get in.
Yeah, no, unfortunately that stuff happens. Let's take a quick check-in at the chat there. Pat, how we doing? JP, welcome in. Jay Alcor, welcome in. First-time viewer there. Hope you all enjoy it tonight. Pat's been very active behind the wheel and the comms box. Nice to have a chill night here, or chill morning, I suppose, for you, Pat.
Thanks, JP.
Let's go ahead and go on board with Gabriel Marsan in the Ferrari.
You got to enjoy the OOR emblem on the side there.
Oh, I'm digging it. I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of all these liveries. They look slick.
And once you get past when everybody loads in, it runs great. It's that first initial, you get those blips along the way.
It should be smooth sailing from here on out. Should be. Keyword should.
Yeah, yeah. Once everybody loads in, it should go away. Again, yeah. Keyword is should. I work in IT. I live in that. Should, maybe. You never stick to an answer.
Another big thing tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, Nick. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right, I was gonna say, I'm a fan of Portis's livery, that sort of blue-green Honda. I don't know. It looks like I don't know if it's just me. It looks like a Nerf football, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it looks like.
All it's missing is like whistles on the grill, and we're good to go.
I was just about to say I can picture that whistle in my head, and I can, as he's driving, I can hear it.
Is that the turbo? No, that's the whistle.
Aside from the whistles, we do have some speedy boys crossing the start-finish line right now during qualifying. Renato Dornelles has the top of the grid currently with a 140.7, followed closely behind by Blaine Hall with a 140.8, and then Bruno Fabiano with a 140.9. So this is one lap out, and these guys are putting in times like that. Very impressive.
I think it's easy to see why Dornelis, has the number one this year, as he won last season with times like that.
We got someone else who just crossed the finish line in first currently, Nicholas Alvarado in the pink VTEC.
I think that one looks pretty good. I think he did a good job with that one.
All about it, huh?
Yeah, I think it looks great.
All right, so we got Nick's choice is going to be Kenneth Portis's, I believe. You're picking the Nerf football there, Nick?
Oh, yeah. Yep, I'm ready. I mean,
All right.
hopefully he doesn't use it like a football and just starts hucking it at everyone's head. I totally didn't do that when I was a kid.
I mean, if we're going for favorite, I'm going to go with Landry because it looks exactly like my Aston Martin did last season in the rookies.
You got some other-
Who's
Look at
Aston?
this.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Dave.
It was Nick.
Yeah. Oh, who's Aston was it? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Oh, if you go to Landry,
Landry. Let's see. Where is that Canadian?
he's currently P17. So the colors are the same, but and it's even the same livery in the game, but I didn't have the full section being yellow. I had just the
Uh-huh,
pinstripes on the side.
I
But
gotcha.
same color, exactly.
Yeah, nothing beats season 6 Aston livery. Not no bias there.
So we got a question in the chat box. For commentators, what's the most toxic thing about sim racing that you've experienced?
Boy.
I would agree with Pat. Just in public lobbies, it can be pretty tough. People they dive for corners and they get mad at you if they hit you, sort of thing.
Yeah. Go ahead, Nick.
I think more of the toxicity, at least that I've seen, is just some of the elitism that some people have. They have the triple monitor setup. They've got the racing seat, the best wheel pedal setup, the whole 9 yards, and they're like, oh, if you're not using this, you're not a real sim racer. It's like, well, a cheap wheel is $150. That might be a bit much for somebody, so they might have to use the a controller, which is fine. But I think on top of the public lobbies, but I think sometimes the very, very rare elites is probably my least favorite thing about sim racing.
Just a quick interruption. We do have another person up at the top of the grid, Blaine Hall, currently leading with a 140.32.
This dude is rapid in the Audi.
And Ryan, we know your love of the Audi, so
I love me
it's
some
gotta
Audi things.
you're seeing it up there, and it's got to make you proud, right?
The Audi around Kyalami is one of the best combinations. This is the PB&J of sim racing with the Audi right here. This track is just phenomenal with it.
And he's the only Audi, it looks like.
So
It's even I feel like you're gonna have to root for him just because he's in the Audi.
Like I said, I love to see me some Audi things. So I believe he and his team a few weeks ago in an endurance race actually won, and they were invited to a secondary race with Jimmy Broadbent and some other big content creators and sim racers in the what was it? Never mind. Forget the name. I can't recall it. But if I remember correctly, I believe that he and his team had won in the Audi. So certainly a lot of practice here and a lot of pace. And it looks like Nicholas Alvarado is going to sneak his way into P2. So it's going to be a 2-3 for the Hondas here. And Nicholas Alvarado is a 140.386. Just missing it by 500ths.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but in the chat, JP thinks the biggest toxicity in sim racing is the hatred towards bonnet cam.
Well, if you call it a bonnet, of course people are gonna hate it. It's called a hood. We all know this. It's like common knowledge. I know the org I am currently representing. I understand where they are stationed in the world. I said what I said. I'm sticking with it. I don't care. I'm sure Pat's like, okay, so how can we get rid of this kid? He just started.
Right,
We need to get rid of him.
So next week at Mount Panorama, we will have another commentator in the. I'm just kidding.
See, as Pat said, Dornell snuck his way into P2 at the very end there. So it's going to be an Audi, Aston, Honda, Porky Boy for the top 5. So Renato Dornell's, what did he sneak in there with? Are you able to check that?
I can go. I'll have to get it in a second. Once we switch to the start of the race, I can go back and look at the time.
Awesome. Ladies and gents, those of you waiting for pit wall, I apologize. It should be active now.
Oh, reminded me that he has no power in the OOR. Well, I guess Mullick
false.
then. It's gonna, well, if it's not Pat, it's gonna be Mullick.
Pat has all the power. He's being modest.
He's got the power.
Just being humble. He's Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he doesn't want to scare you. He just
I ain't afraid of him.
Yeah.
Let's take a walk or a stroll down the row here, the grid. I am a big fan right now of Tommy Kogan's Porsche.
That is very nice.
I like it.
Well, without Rob here this season, we need somebody to root for Kogan. Be a fanboy.
The fanboy club is missing out a little bit. We see the Brazilians got matching cars here.
Oh, you love it. You love to see it.
All right, the Bentley's looking pretty good.
Ooh. Yeah, that looks real good.
Who is that the Bentley
orange.
of?
Was that 194?
That's Alloy. Mr. Ike guy. Classic here. Classic Aston. The forest green
Oh,
and the
we've got-
gold. Beautiful.
We've got the Star Spangled Man in chat, Mr. Jeff Spangler.
Hey, it's Jeff Spangler. I'm loving
Cheating
this.
cheating on the Bentley this year. Can you believe it?
Whew. I cannot. In the Rari.
Ooh, that Bentley looked really good.
I think we got some competition, and Graves might take my vote. That is crispy.
Oh, can I go back to the garage yet?
All right, ladies and gents, we are out on the outlap here, followed by our glorious safety car. The debut of the North America safety car. You've seen it 3 times already. So if you notice on the back, it says slow your pace. What would you like to see on the back of that? Dave, Nick, nothing?
Be a bumper of another car. You know, switch it up a bit.
Brutal.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't want anything to happen to our beautiful little safety car.
I would like it to say bonnet cams rule.
Yeah, if you're playing
what I
dirt,
want.
I'm all about the bonnet cam.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
You gotta play the cockpit cam, obviously.
No.
You know what? Come to
Twin
think of
rods.
it, I have played, because I know, Ryan, you gifted me Dirt Rally 2.0. I did try, like, the hood cam at one point, and I thought, I don't know, I'm going to switch back to cockpit cam, and then I went back to the game, like, maybe a couple days after that moment, and I thought, hey, you know what? What if I actually tried the hood cam, and then I did, and I go, oh, this is a lot better, and then I just stopped playing the game. I haven't played it since. It's been probably the better part of, like, I don't even know. It's been too long.
Hey, you can always come back to it, right? It's never too late.
That's true. I can just come back to it.
So we got everyone, race leaders making their way through Mine Shaft. Quickly coming up on the penultimate corner, Cheetah. We'll make our rounds against Engwe, and we will be on our way. All right, gents, does anyone have a desire to call the very first race of Season 7. If not, I will take it.
Could I give it a shot?
Absolutely.
All right. I'm gonna try and go in with some fire, a little bit of spice, a little bit of something here as we come up to the final corner. Cars crawling their way up, waiting for the green lights. Hall taking pole. Dornelis right behind an Alvarado in his Honda. He loves that VTEC. We get closer and closer. The cars lining up side by side. Delayed start. We're green here at Kyalami as the cars dart down the front stretch through the cake. It's going to come down to that first heavy braking zone. A lot of cars, very small area. It's a question of whether or not are we going to see any sort of contact as the front runner is starting to go through. No contact there. We see an Aston spinning out in the background, and it looks like a Ferrari and a Porsche running into the back of that. But for the rest of the field, they get through unscathed. We got a Porsche off up ahead as they go through turn 4. Hall just pulling away from this pack. Dornelis having to deal with Alvarado, the 1-2 from last season, as the rest of the field all scrambling for a bit of real estate here. But so far, so good. Everybody getting through the turns, little side-by-side action, and, given just enough space to keep it interesting, but making sure that they got to fight for every inch here on this track.
So it looks like that was the Aston Martin of Thomas Dag that got spun around.
Oh no, the waffle smacks.
Yeah.
What car is he in this year? He's in, you said the Aston?
Yep, he's in the Aston Martin.
And it was supposed to be more stable.
It's a little hard to be stable when you have another car on your rear quarter panel.
This is also very true. That
Yeah,
Nick,
he's
that was
on
a
the,
hell of a call for.
Thank you.
One. Good stuff.
I take
the,
pride in my calls.
He's in the Bring Back the V12s racing team.
Go ahead and jump on board with Tommy Kogan here, and then we're going to look for some battles. Looks like Takis Weeks is about 2/10 away from Alloy Aikai.
You have a bit of a scrap here in the back between Dag and Bissy. I mean, obviously they're chilling at the back of the grid, but they're trying to see, who's the best of the back. But it looks like Dag a bit later on the brakes than Bissy, and he's going to get that 27th position. It's a question of, can he recover these positions that he's lost since the start? He started what, like midfield-ish, and now he's sitting in the back. So I'm ready to see what he can do in the next 27.5 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he has too much damage on the vehicle either, so he should be able to make up some time. And the tires are still fresh. Hopefully he didn't encounter any too many flat spots. Go ahead, Dave.
Last season, this is something that we saw with him quite a bit. He'd get into a little bit of trouble, kind of get towards the back of the grid, but he'd always end up fighting up to probably middle of the field. So I think he's got it in him to get past some of these folks in the back of the grid.
Nick, touching on what you said on that first lap, how Blaine Hall was already pulling away. He is 7/10 away from Renato Dornelis, who, if you remember from last season, was a very speedy driver, and certainly will give Blaine a run for his money, but Blaine is showing up and showing out tonight.
Yep, as I can tell you firsthand, last season when I was in Brent, I saw, Dornelis was in that McLaren. There were a couple of times I ended up being a back marker for him. When I tell you that you saw this angry blue wedge just barreling towards you, you got out of the way. Like, the way I see it, it's kind of like Dale Earnhardt minus the whole bumping out of the way. It's like if you saw his car, you just got out of the way. You didn't want to deal with it. And there was, I think, a couple of times where I would see him, I'd go, okay, I got to get over, and he would pass me, and then almost immediately behind was Alvarado. It's like in every car racing movie ever, where you have one driver that goes past you at Mach 1, and then the next driver is going Mach 2 because we got to keep the plot going. That's what it felt like half the time.
I think, Blaine is going to know fairly soon. He's going to start to feel Dornelis behind him. I mean, he's already catching up quite a bit, so he's going to make his presence known for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
On the last lap, he did get the fastest lap of the session currently. He is just about a tenth quicker than Blaine Hall on his best lap. So you can see the delta dropping slightly there in the top left corner of your screen at the 0.701. And it was just about under 8 tenths away. He was just under 8 tenths away from Blaine roughly on the last lap. So we got a new fastest lap, Blaine Hall.
So I did not catch what happened, but there was some sort of incident. Flavio has fallen to the back of the grid.
See if we can catch a replay.
Oh,
Contact at the final corner. Bissy and Gray coming together, and Flavio threading the needle. Well done.
Go ahead and jump back 20 seconds here.
Bissy, looks like Bissy was going for a move down the inside and just tapped him. Nothing.
Perhaps I just killed the stream.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks to be frozen.
Yep. I don't know that the replay is going to work here. Alright, so we're going to keep replayability out of the picture here after this. Yeah, it looks like John Gray got a bit eager there on the turn in, and then led to Adolfo BC tapping into the wall. That rear quarter
That's how
panel
you
tap.
pronounce it.
That was some nice threading of the needle by Flavio. That was well done. Looks like we got a 10-second penalty for Trevor Hilligans for having a collision.
Probably that lap 1 incident, if I had to bet on it.
Yep.
Chilling in 19th, so if it were to stay like this, that would drop him... Oh boy, I gotta do math now. Probably like P25. if my mathematical calculations... I am a communications major, so I'm avoiding math at all costs.
So that explains the nicely done first lap.
Yes. Well, when you take... I think I took like... I think in total there might have been like 4 courses I've taken that have dealt strictly with like presenting and whatnot. I know my first year of college I had to do an intro to public speaking, and then I know I did another public speaking course, and then I did professional speaking course, and then whenever it comes to just like presentations in class, like I'm that kid who goes, oh, I'll go first, I'll set the bar really high, and it's also really fun. On top of that, I've been doing YouTube for about actually a little over 10 years now. I think 11. And I was in the drama club when I was in high school. I did all 4 years. So to say that I've got a bit of performance in me would be a bit of an understatement.
We got looks like a penalty coming in for Bruno Vasquez. 5-second penalty for an infraction on lap 1. And ACC has murdered the broadcast controller on my part, so we're going old school.
Tried and true. Looks like the gap to Dornelis and Hall's opened up. It's about 1.3, but even the gap to Alvarado's dropped by about 0.6. I think at the end of the last lap it was a little over 2 seconds. So I'm wondering if Dornelis got a little bit squirrely somewhere and lost a bit of time.
Possibly, as you don't generally see him drop too far. And then even Nicholas Alvarado has about a second and a half, just under a second and a half away from Renato Dornelis. And the leaders of the pack slowly creeping away from one another, but not too far to the point where they are out of the picture. Any slip up, either one of those drivers will certainly bite at the bit. we're still on board with Bruno Fabiano as he follows closely behind Kenneth Portis right now in the battle for 5th place. So between these two vehicles here, Pokeboy or Honda, which are you two choosing?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, so sorry. I mean, thinking about personal experience, is that what you're kind of asking? Like, based on what we've seen when we've driven those cars, or are we just talking in general?
Yeah, either way. Which would you choose and why?
I don't know. On one hand, like, you have the Porsche, which spins. It's basically a disguised Ferrari. But on the other hand, you have the Honda, which doesn't really have a lot of. I don't know. It's not one of the fastest, I don't think. So it's sort of a. I guess I'd have to give it to the Honda simply because I think spinning it's a little bit more difficult, and it's got a bit more speed to it.
Dave, do you have a choice?
I think in this case I would also go the Honda, just because from what I've seen with Fabiano, I mean we've only ever seen him in the Mercedes, so seeing him in a different car, I just don't know if he'll be as good as he always has been. I don't know. Like, he's a fast driver, but it's a completely different car this time. You know.
Mhm.
Pat in the chat asking, how is the Porsche anything like a Ferrari?
Formula One, Spinala, Toronto. No, I know it's not like a Ferrari, but you get where I'm going with it. If you follow Formula One, you've seen every single meme under the sun of, Pronto, Seb, Spinala.
So the Pokeboy has actually been quite
Ooh,
strong with
heyo.
Kyalami this week. Go ahead, Nick.
Fabiano, I think a little bit late on the brake. I thought he was going for a bit of a dive down the inside of Portis, but no, I think he might have gotten distracted by something. Maybe he was wondering where all that whistling was coming from.
Have another penalty coming across there for number 17, Garza, for an unsafe rejoin.
Hate to see it.
The Lambo. Huh. I'm trying to think. What did he... I don't think he was a part of the that Turn 1 incident, I don't think. Because if he was, I feel like he would have been a bit further down on the grid as of right now, so...
Yeah, no, I believe there was an off-track earlier.
Okay. That would probably be the most likely case.
Lynn Nickerson, debutant this race, receiving a 10-second penalty for a collision on lap 1. And it looked like Austin Carpenter ended up in the pits, dropped quite a few positions. I'm not sure if he's rejoined the race yet.
He just left the pits right now.
Okay. And we're going to go ahead, bit of an off track there from Bruno's side. Let's jump up to P2. So we're on board with Renato Dornelles, closely behind Blaine Hall now. He has almost a second from when we last checked in, about 8/10.
A wide gap to Alvarado. Now it's about 2.5. So on pace. Maloney's been doing it. I actually did get a chance to chat with Dornelles before the race, and I asked him. I said, "Why are you?" Because in last season he was with the McLaren. What's with the? Why did you switch to the Aston? And he told me that he had driven the Bentley in season 5, and he said, it's a stable car and it's safe. So it's essentially just another Bentley for him to drive. So I think, as somebody who has had experience in the Aston, obviously, with last season, I can tell you that it is a very stable car. It's very easy to drive, and it's very quick, as well as when I've, taken it to online lobbies. There's been a couple of curbs I've gone over, and I thought, wow, if I was in the McLaren, I would have been dead by now.
Yeah, I could pick about 4 cars that would just kill you for looking at the curb.
And they're all the McLaren.
Not all. Maybe 3, not all.
Okay, fair enough. I respect that.
Blaine Hall and his purple rocket still on a mission. We're nearly halfway through the race, 15 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. And Renato Dornell's not giving up at all. Nicholas Alvarado at P3 is now 2.7 seconds away from Dornell's. Tommy Kogan, 1.8 seconds away from Nicholas Alvarado. Appears the top 6 are really starting to pull away. Top 7 for that matter. Go ahead.
Oh
Nick.
yeah, I was about to say. I was gonna say exactly what you're saying. Top 7's pulling away. I think if anything, the rest of this race is gonna be just between Hall and Dornell's for that top spot, and unless something happens to those two, Alvarado is probably going to be sitting pretty in P3 because he's got what's that, a 1.9 second gap to Tommy Kogan. So
don't curse him, Nick. Don't do it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot I'm a caster now. I can actually curse people.
You have
no.
You have the power.
I haven't had this power in years. How do I control it? I think the only caster curse I've had, and I remember this because it was so good and I clipped it. When I was casting in Rocket League, it was a 1v1 tournament, and I made a remark about how the other player who was down, I think maybe like 4 or 5 goals at that point, I was like, the only way he can come back is if the other guy's controller disconnects right now, and the player who is down goes and scores. And then in chat, I see something to the effect of, my controller just died, LOL. And I was like, yep, caster curse is a real thing. I now believe in it. I am a believer.
Anyone notice Perez's team name here? Where is my steering wheel?
I did notice that when I was just flipping through cars before we kind of went live.
A bit of an off track there for the Bentley of Takis Weeks. He's quickly back on track.
Looks like Thomas Dagg has gone to the pits, so maybe out for the rest of this session, for this race anyway.
Having a little siesta, getting ready for race 2.
Perhaps.
Yeah, unfortunately I know what that's like. But we are on board right now. Fares Saidi quickly followed behind by Brian Rasco in the Porsche. Nick, did you have something you wanted to say?
No. Never mind. It was something else. Don't worry about it. It was going to be a development, but it wasn't.
What happened to Ben Keogh? Go ahead.
I believe this driver is new this season. Timothy Flamger, I think. The paint job on his Aston looks remarkably like the BMW from last season. But he's doing pretty well in his first race, currently in P7.
So I wish that we had replay ability. Unfortunately, we do not at the moment. Looks like Ben Keogh had to retire early from the race. Not sure what happened. Car didn't look like it had too much damage.
No, he's currently P15, or is my version of the game catching up?
No, he was P15. He pulled over on the home straight. So.
Oh yeah, looks like he just teleported to the pits.
Interesting. Not sure what happened there. Jump down to Thomas Pierce in the Ferrari. Number 131 there in the bright blueberry Ferrari. He's a little under 2/10 away from Dave Hasser. And that's Hasser, ladies and gents, not Hassar.
Oh, is that how you pronounce it? I always thought it was Hassar.
Nope.
It was the bombshell last season. I think it gave us the most active chat we've ever had was when he told us that his name was pronounced Hasser. And it was like he broke the OOR Discord to, everybody was like, "You're kidding."
The memes and GIFs were great. It was a fantastic 48 hours. Keith Briscoe, welcome on.
It was a great time. It was really funny.
So we're going to see if Thomas Pierce is going to have a bit of a dive here onto turn 2, going into Crowthorne. Looks like Thiago is going to have to say something about it too. Ooh.
Oh, Thiago, little too hot. We saw, I think it was Hasser, excuse me, went a bit wide, and he gave that position up to Pierce. So now Hasser sits in 19th, Pierce in 18th, and Alves coming out, I think P20. I think he kind of got away with. Oh no, 22. Never mind.
Yeah, it looks like he unfortunately dropped quite a bit with that little spinorama that he had onto turn 2 going into Crowthorne. And then Thomas Pierce with the switch around on Dave Hasser. So we did have a question earlier. It looks like the splits are a little far away from everyone right now. We'll take a peek here in a second. Question from Ultimate Local for the commentators. What car do you enjoy the most here in ACC and why? So Nick, I believe yours is the Aston.
Yep, it's the Aston. It's for anybody looking to kind of start getting into ACC. The Aston's a really good route to go, or the Bentley. But yeah, the Aston's definitely my favorite. It's quick, it's stable, just all around. It's a good car. Like, you know, every game you have that sort of a good beginner option or that overall option, and that actually be the Aston. So yeah, I'd give it to the little car out of Britain, or the big car out of Britain, the boat.
Both very safe vehicles there. Dave, what about you?
I'm in the same boat, Aston Martin. If we were talking GT4s, I would say the Ginetta, just because it's a blast to drive. But if we're in the GT3s, definitely the Aston Martin.
Not
you,
a bad
Ryan?
choice. I'll bring it home. I like the Audi. I have enjoyed that. Aside from that, I don't know. I enjoy the Audi because of the agility behind it, and it's basically like playing a game of Russian roulette when you hop into the driver's seat. Or a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
The Audi, yeah, I could vouch for that. I could vouch for that. If we go back to our rookie series when we were at Spa Run, I don't know if you remember.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I was spending 3 laps running you down through Eau Rouge, and then we got to Blanc-Chamois, and you just sort of ate it.
Yeah, no, it was all my own doing. No one. It was just on my own.
No, just blame it on the car. That's what all the pros do. You never admit fault. You're like, nah, it was this thing, it was that thing, obviously.
Nah, I'm unlike most drivers.
I'm not like other drivers.
Yeah, I don't win too much.
You're
Same.
one of a kind. One of a kind, Ryan.
So talking about the issue that Thomas Dag had, the being invisible, that's odd because we were able to see you. Interesting.
Quick thing, there is a penalty for car number 10, BC, for a collision on lap 4.
Did see that. That just rolled in not too long ago. So in the distance there, you can see Bruno Fabiano quickly behind Kenneth Portis. Looks like they're holding the same positions that they've had the past few laps. We have about 7 minutes remaining in the race. If we put our math hats on, what, 4 laps left? Oh, it's 4 to 5.
About 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if they're averaging like what, $140-ish a lap, yeah, so probably about 5 more to go.
All right, so I want to jump up to this battle right now. As you can see on the Delta, Renato Dornell's 2/10 away from Blaine Hall. So this is the closest that the split has been. A bit of an off track that's going to increase the gap a tiny bit. But you can see him right on the bumper of Blaine.
Have that slipstream. Wow, English is hard. Coming down the stretch, but he did lose that 3/10. So I'm thinking maybe if he can kind of just reel him in over the next lap or two, we could see a potential lead change coming into either the final lap or the penultimate lap.
So what I believe between these two vehicles here, the Audi is going to have a better advantage with the agility and speed out of corners. However, he does not have the stability that Dornell's does. So any type of nick or knock onto Cheetah, and Blaine is going spinning.
And I think one benefit that Dornelis has is he's got nobody directly behind him, but he is very much in the rear view mirror of Blaine Hall. And obviously you try and just pay attention to what's in front of you, but you always kind of have to worry about what's going on behind you. As you see there, he had a late
That was a
break.
hell of a dive.
Got very close. I don't care who you are. If you see that happening behind you, you get a little nervous.
Yeah, if I'm Blaine right now, I'm sweating. I'm going to need a new shirt for race 2, and I just had a major brown flag moment.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, definitely.
Blaine is also a very speedy driver, as he's proven here. They both have the pro badge, have the pace. So this will be very interesting to see how it plays out. Just under 5 minutes as we're crossing the start-finish line here. And as we look onto the grid, any other close battles? Bruno Fabiano still behind Kenneth Portis. It looks like Landry is just under a second behind Flamger. Perez Saidi is under half. Woof. Getting rather close with this battle up here in front. Dornelles looks like he's trying to close the gap on every corner that he possibly can. Much later braking than Blaine Hall.
He's got to be within 2/10. There's no way he isn't. If you look at just the distance between his bumper, I think he might. Yep, 2/10. Called it. There it is. He's reeling him in. Vacuum Racing. That is a very appropriate title, as he is just sucking the lead out of Hall in these closing laps. He might go for a move. Either he's got to go for a move this lap. There's no way he doesn't.
So, do you think he makes his move at Lecou? Which we're coming up to right now.
No, I don't think so. I think what he might do. Oh wait, hold on.
looks like
Down the
it.
inside as he goes for it. A little bit of a bump onto Hall. Hall keeps it stable as they go door to door here down this back stretch, down the hill. It's going to come down to this next braking zone. Is somebody going to brake early? Someone going to brake late here? It's going to come down. Let's see it. Hall, bit of an
my
advantage.
God.
He's going to go inside.
Close.
Dornell's trying to go for a bit of a launch. He gets an excellent exit. He's closing that gap. There's still another corner to go through. Maybe he's going to try again to the final corner, but he's just a little too far back. And Hall holding on as we go into, I'm going to assume, the penultimate lap. Yeah, just about.
So at this
Wow.
point, I believe we have about 3 laps, but hot damn. Dave, go ahead.
That was incredibly close. And the fact that they only had just that little bit of tap in the beginning, but managed to stay, safely driving, but still so close. Impressive for Blaine to pull out ahead. Dornelis definitely was going for it there. So it's really well done that he could hold him off and stay in the front.
Yeah, so it's looking like we're going to have a bit more competition up here in the pointy end. Dornelles won't have his hot lapping sessions as he did before.
Yep.
But wow. Yeah,
That was
Jay
incredible.
nailed it. Nice, respectful racing indeed. Go ahead, guys.
If that is a sample of what's to come this season, this is going to be a really good season.
Yeah, get the popcorn. You guys are in for some entertainment.
You
Yeah,
guys
get
want
ready.
butter on your
Get ready for
popcorn?
the show.
So it looks like Blaine is giving away the inside there again to Dornelles. But between these two cars here, when it comes to braking, I pick the Audi every time. And I believe Blaine knows that, and that's what gave him the advantage going into Crocodiles, as he pulled away and had about 2/10 as he passed through Ingwe onto the home stretch.
And he's got a bit more agility out of the turn, I think.
Yep.
Just a little bit quicker. So he's got to be able to use that to his advantage, which clearly he is. He's doing a very nice job.
So as we let the Delta update here, 4/10 away, we're on the final lap. You see Nicholas Alvarado in the background there, and we look onto the standings, seeing other battles occurring. I want to potentially jump to other battles, but this one is way too hot, as this is the penultimate lap.
I'll run down it real quick, see if there's anything going on.
You see Chris Frizza at P19. He's about a 10th away. As that updates, looks like they're going down the home stretch potentially now. He and Graves were going back and forth. Nice little battle there.
Looks like we had Vasquez go off. I saw his circle kind of blip yellow. His Porsche is absolutely beat up. That poor little German car. I mean, I don't know if he's just been beating and banging with everybody, but I'm guessing that's what's been his story for this race.
As we go through Lecou, it looks like Blaine has plenty of space at the moment. It's just a matter if he can make it through Crocodiles, Cheetah, and Ingwe.
I think he'll have it. He's got that almost 6/10 gap, and even if Dornalis goes for the almightiest of sends, the Mega Punterino, I don't think he's gonna have it.
The Punterino.
Yeah,
I like it.
Punterino. Unfortunately, Jimmer is not here, but we carry it on in spirit. But Hall gonna take the first win of the season here, with Dornalis taking P2 on the podium, and Alvarado finalizing that podium with a third place. What? I was ready. I thought Dornalis had it. I thought he was gonna take the lead away from Hall and really start to get some very close racing, but just sort of lost it after that, and Hall had zero problems keeping him at bay.
So yeah, apart from the top three, it looks like we have Tommy Kogan taking P4, Kenneth Portis P5, Bruno Fabiano P6, Michael Landry P7, Flamger P8, Alloy Guy P9, and Brian Rasco P10. So we have a new debutant taking a position in the top 10. Go ahead, Dave.
And with Rasco, he had a drive-through penalty that he couldn't serve, so he's picking up 30 seconds. Gonna be a pretty big hit there, I think. Maybe 20, 21, somewhere around there.
It certainly will not help.
No.
Those pesky track limits, they always getting in the way.
I don't know why we don't just get rid of them, honestly. If it's just gonna do this to people, we should just get rid of track limits.
All right, guys, give me 1 sec. We're going to attempt to reconnect so I can fix whatever is going on with broadcast controller.
So I heard we're doing a bit of a reverse grid. What is that going to be all about? Is it going to be the same as last season where the top 10 are switched around, or are we talking a whole grid?
So it'll be the top 12. Top 12 switch.
Oh, top 12. Okay, excuse me.
Yep.
I was close.
Scott, what's going on, man? So yes, as you can see on the left side of the screen here, we have the super sprint format. It's going to be the 8 minutes of qualifying, obviously, for race 1, 30-minute race 1, and then 8 minutes of qualifying with the reverse grid for race 2. And race 2 is going to be dark. So I don't know if anyone else caught when we were loading in, but I saw a little rain. We'll see.
A little scary. I'll make sure to...
Currently, it's very cloudy, and we've got quite a bit of wind, so maybe.
Well, hope you guys brought your blankets. Gonna probably be a little chilly. I don't know the conversion rate. I don't speak Celsius.
I always have to Google it.
Yeah, I do. I have to as well. And then all my friends, my European friends are like, "Oh, Nick, it's so easy. You just do this." It's like, yeah, but I like Fahrenheit because it makes sense to me. And then I get told that I'm wrong. Oh, how dare they?
Blitz, how's it going? Things are going well. So currently we have North America blue, and then after this we'll jump over to North America red. Go ahead, Dave.
I was just gonna say hi to Blitz as well. And in the chat, it looks like Keith is having trouble finding the server. Keith, are you in the red split?
Blitz, thank you for the conversion rate. I appreciate it. I will immediately forget it. because it is math. I don't like math. I'll just use Google because it does it for me.
I was about to say it's called Google.
Yeah, I mean, I could. My dad's an engineer and he's got to work with metals, so he deals with temperature and it's always in Celsius. So I'm always like, hey, Dad, what is that in readable measurements? And he goes, oh, it's about this. And I go, I should have just said that because I don't know.
So when you guys were in school, did your teachers often say, like, you're not always going to have a calculator on you?
Yep,
Yeah,
and they were
but I've
all
heard
wrong.
them now.
And look at it, smartphones, you always have a calculator on you.
And you have like it's basically a whole computer, which is the best part.
Yeah.
Instead of, can you imagine? I mean, I'm looking at my PC right now. If I had to put her in my pocket, I would probably need like a TARDIS.
Her.
Yes, her. She is a her. My car is a her. Fight me. It's not my fault, okay? It's not my fault.
Hey, I get it. We got Blaine in chat. Nicely done on the first race.
Excellent job there, Blaine. Good stuff
Yeah,
there.
Blaine.
That was tight. Last 3 laps there between you and Dornell's going door to door. Very impressive. And it looks like broadcast controller wants to go on vacation.
Nice.
I wonder if there's a new version, perhaps. I don't know.
No clue.
I didn't launch mine this week.
Well, we finally know do not do replay within broadcast controller anymore. That's unfortunate. First time I've run into that.
I do want to take a moment, looking back with that first race. You saw Hall holding off Dornellis when I had talked, or Dornell, sorry, when I had talked to him. He said he'd like to keep the title, but with that first race without Hall did, I'm wondering if it might be a bit of an issue for him, because I also had a chance to talk with Alvarado, and same question, what's his goal for the season. And he told me that the battle that him and Dornell's had last season, which went down to the wire, which believe it or not was a point separation of about 180 or so, 185 to be exact. He said that anything less than champion is considered a disappointment for him. So I'm just waiting to see, because he got third, and if Hall wasn't in the picture, if Hall didn't sign up, or say was out, then they'd already be kind of where they were last season. But with that first race, it's a 2-3 for them, but they still got to deal with one more driver. So I feel as though we're gonna have a 3-way fight for the crown. If I had to bet on it, that's what I would say.
It's not a bad bet.
I would enjoy the competition. I think if again, like I said earlier, if this is what we're gonna see this season, like some really close action up front. Dornellis was the speedy boy very often last season. If we can see some competition up front, I'm all for it. I get him wanting to stay the champion. It makes sense.
Oh yeah.
I love to see some other folks up there fighting him for it.
I think with last season, Dornellis walked away 5 wins and Alvarado 4. And when you factor in where they finished, Dornellis had an average finish of 6.4 and Alvarado had an average finish of 7th. So when we throw Hall into the mix, who knows? It's gonna. I think it's gonna be an absolute blast. I can't wait.
Got a few questions in here. JP, how does Blaine feel with the Audi at Bathurst? That is a good question. I know Kyalami is his strongest track, but he's also shared some lap times with me based off of Donington and others that are very, very quick. So curious to see what he can do next week. And then we'll have about a week off after as well. Scott, I got you. Doing that now.
In our qualifying right now, Co, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it, number 33 in the Aston, a 140.5, and then Vasquez right behind with a 40.6. Almost, actually, that's almost a 10th exactly. It's just, actually, it's a little more than a 10th. No, it's not. It's 0.099. So if we could only just take away 1,000, we would have a nice flat 1/10, and then you've got Dag a 140.9, so a bit of a gap there from the provisional top 2 to number 3. Obviously, that's going to be 13, 14, and 15 after we get through this session and then into the next race. So yeah, it's just you got Co with purple sectors 1 and 3, but Vasquez taking that purple sector 2. So I'm starting to wonder if maybe that's going to be a sign of things to come as we have the top 2, I guess I'd say the top 3 actually, with Alvarado, Tornales, and Hall having to sort of snake their way through that top 12. I wonder if Co and Vasquez are going to be right behind them.
Yeah, I think Ben Keogh he's definitely a strong racer. Excited to kind of see how he does. I mean, it's I like the reverse grid and having this like second qualifying to kind of shake things up a little bit. He still has quite a few people to try and get through starting P13 if he finishes at the top here. But I like that dynamic of these super sprints of flipping the grid around, having those faster folks starting 12th and having to fight up. I think it's enjoyable to watch.
Oh yeah, I'm just with the super sprints, I just kind of once I get in that groove, it's like, oh boy, time to race. It's like, hey, checkered flag, and I go wait a minute, hold on, this just started. Where's the rest of the time for me to get good? But we get to the end of qualifying, so it looks like if we're gonna have some carnage at turn 1, or are we gonna get some clean, Mr. Clean racing?
Boy, if you were to put any kind of curse on a platter, I think you just did it.
Good. I am a chaotic god. It's what I do. If there is a crash, I will eat a shoe.
You'll own it. You'll own
yeah,
it.
I'll own it. I'll own it.
All right.
Because my parents taught me to own my mistakes.
We'll expect a written apology to whomever you curse.
I will read it out in the next stream.
I have to echo what is going on in chats real quick with what Blitz and JP are saying regarding qualifying. When you get onto a grid that has about 35 plus 40 cars, certainly, it's packed. Because you want to have a gap between the car in front of you and behind you, obviously, yada, yada, yada. If you wait too long, race director will hit you up and be like, hey, whoever is last in this train, the leader's going to catch you. So you do about 3 laps, you pit, you hop back out, and you're just in traffic, and it's a carousel of cars right until the end. Certainly something that you need to master.
Especially when it's even worse when you're on an amazing lap. Maybe you're half a second, 0.6 up, and then you just get stuck behind somebody who's going slower, and it completely wrecks you, and you end up with an improvement of like 0.2, maybe 1/10 if you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
So to J-Rock's question, this does have a pretty straight section here. Can we get the straight line? Can we do it?
How do you do that?
You pull in behind the safety car, and then everyone follows in suit.
But
how do you drive in a straight line, though? That's the question I'm having.
All right, let's see.
Will it happen?
So far, so straight. Nice little light dance there from the Lexus.
Whoever's coming in a little hot, a little spicy.
I want to hear the Jag. I want to hear the wah, wah. Where's the beef?
Ryan, let's get some free cam action. Let's see it.
You want some more? All right.
Yeah, just give us some of that cinematic. That
I want
that
you to
beautiful
go
view.
down. I want you to go down this not so straight line. See, I'm telling you, man, Mullick is paying off whoever is the safety car driver.
Safety car MVP for the season, perhaps.
Collusion.
Collusion.
Yeah,
I don't know if Mullick
it
is
looks
awake,
good
right?
up until the this gaggle in the back here.
What happened back here?
It's all right.
The world is going on.
That's all right. We got some first-time drivers here in OOR. It's okay. Could potentially
That's
be
fair.
that. Newcomers to sprints. No sweat.
Only sweat.
In my house, yeah.
If you aren't sweating, you're not racing. If you don't like turn your shirt into a wet rag, are you truly sim racing?
So we have about 3 more starts coming up tonight. Dave, would you like to call this, or do you want me to take the honors on it?
You can go for it, Mr. Garrity.
Sounds like a plan. So my question earlier before, safety car says slow your pace on the back. Chat, what would you put on the back of safety car?
It does look like BC forgot to potentially hit start. They are starting
Sadness.
hits.
Let's saying you're not a sim racer until you own gloves. Thankfully, I have a pair. I didn't realize it, but they're actually, I think, because I was looking some up and it was like the Feel gloves. I was just like, oh, these are neat. And then it's like, wait a second. Why do like 3 sim racers I follow use these gloves? It's like, am I good now?
So PJ over here trying to curse the grid, saying that the first North America safety car is coming in, but we will see. We shall see. As
JP shares my my love, my please no Punterino. I think that's a good one.
as we have the grid starting to come across Cheetah, and then we'll pass Ingwe, and we will be on our way.
Our Engway.
Uh-huh.
Got him.
All right, we're going to jump into the onboard, well, the heliboard, Takis Weeks, in the Bentley. We're waiting for the green lights.
Green light, go, go, go.
And we're green, it's go, go, go. Currently 2x2 going down the main straight. Looks like we got a little 3x3 action behind them. We got a Porsche poking its nose up. Ooh, it might cause some sadness. Getting close. Yes, we do. Oh no, we got some sadness. Some sadness in the back there. Looks like an Aston potentially that went sideways. But even more sadness as we pass through Barbecue. Got a few off tracks there. But it still looks like the action is going on.
Looks like Blaine Hall maybe got taken out as part of that.
That is sadness right there. To have such a strong race. But at least it was in the beginning a bit more contact here. Looks like Takis Weeks is going to get slapped in the butt by the Ferrari there. Was that the Ferrari of Gabriel Marsan? I believe it was indeed. As we jump back, we are on board Tommy Kogan and that flashy matte gray Porky Boy, number 55. And beside him, Mr. Nicholas Alvarado, number 420. Looks like Ben Keogh is going to take the lead before both of these gentlemen here jump up to P6, following quickly behind Takis Weeks. And then as for our top 3 leaders, Fares Saidi in the Lexus, Alloyite guy in the Bentley.
Oh boy. I think that was Fabiano going a bit too hot and took out like 2 or 3 other drivers. Oh, and we've got an Aston around same spot. That looks to be Andrew Graves, number 9. I don't know if he spun, maybe gone a bit wide, but I don't know what happened back there with those 3. That was quite the move.
Yeah, we've got another car. It looks like Nicholas Alvarado, who tripped up through Cheetah. No, we're on board with Nicholas Alvarado right now. Someone tripped up. Was it Graves? Through Cheetah?
Car that spun, or the car that went off?
Yeah, right before Anglo, before the home straight.
Yeah, that was Graves. We got Vasquez going into the pits, so I think he might have been the one that made contact, not Kogan or anybody else.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's got some visible damage on his hood as well.
So yeah, coming into this, tires are going to be very crispy. Brakes are crispy. Track is cold.
Ooh, Nicholas Alvarado just lost control of his car and spun off the track. He didn't take anybody with him.
Pulling way down.
He is off. Yeah, he just teleported to the pits.
Was that through, I assume it was through Clubhouse Bend, just before the S's here? Is that right?
Yeah, he just, it looked like the car got loose and he just spun off into the side and hit the wall.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, I think JP's on the money with that. Looks like he missed his braking marker.
But what's it by 30 meters? Was that like an exact measurement? If that's exactly what it was, JP, if I had a gold star, I'd give it to you because that's impressive.
It is
JP.
easy to do at night because many of the braking markers that you're looking for, especially here at Kyalami, the rubbered in bits before crocodiles is invisible. So if that's your braking marker, look for the braking marker or the braking board on the left side and then find something else in case someone yeets that 100 feet in the air.
JP specified 90 feet. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was wondering what a meter was.
All right, come on now. Out of all of the measurements that we have, that is the easiest. It's 3 to 1.
Why don't we measure things with plank lengths? What's going on?
Oh yeah,
We
that's
gotta
about
get
3 planks.
No. Like the smallest possible measurement in the world, or the universe, rather.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, understandable. If we're gonna use 2x4s now, actually, seeing as it is a plank.
Anyways, we're on board with Ben Keogh, currently P6. So Ben was in the BMW last season. I know it was certainly not one of his favorite cars, but a very rapid driver nonetheless. Said he's bringing it home in the Aston this season. So it'll be interesting to see what he can pull out of season 7.
And don't forget, he did start out in the Jag last season.
He did.
He did. He toughed it out for a couple of races.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got Jay the Lonely Driver in chat, probably showing up for his weekly ASMR. Ryan, you
That's
gonna
right.
deliver?
Of course I'll deliver. Jay's here. Gotta deliver the ASMR. And he's on point there with that little knowledge. Always have a second reference point. Preferably something that cannot get yeeted.
Boy.
Anyways,
I
Dave, back to you.
hate to interrupt. Alves dropping 2 positions to Hall and looks like Pierce, and I think he got out braked for 2 corners and then kind of dropped back. But we do have Nickerson, and looks like the Porsche of perhaps, maybe. Oh no, wait, no, that's not those are double Astons. I completely did not recognize those taillights. How could I not? They kind of fallen back a bit, taking their own positions. Oh boy, Nickerson doing a bit of a sick drift through turn 4. I think that's the wrong game. He's looking for Assetto Corsa. That's the previous door, sir.
I've done a drift in that same spot, and it looked great, but it wasn't very fast.
I give it a 10.
This gaggle right here, very close. Looks like Bruno Fabiano is sniffing the bumper of Brian Rasco, as he may potentially look for the inside, as he does going through the coupe. But Brian Rasco appears to have a bit more speed as they approach go through Mineshaft, and approaching Crocodiles.
Looks towards the front. Looks like we had a little bit of contact between Ben Keogh and Gabriel Marsan. Marsan lost a couple spots.
We'll jump up there shortly, see if Bruno is going to make a move as we go through Cheetah. See if he will yeet himself past Brian Rasco going through turn 2. Looks like he gets a decent exit. Let's go ahead, get the helicam on this. He may potentially get a bit of a tow.
Oh boy. Oh goodness. Back at the last turn, it looks like Nickerson spinning Alves. He waited for Alves to right himself, but Alves is facing the wrong direction, so I think Nickerson's just going to keep going. That was, it looks like they just made a little contact going into the turn as Alves goes to the pits. It was close, though. You could tell they were really, really battling hard for that position. They both wanted it, and unfortunately someone had to come out of that less than favorable, as we see Pierce just sort of letting Frizza go. I don't know what that one was all about, as some more groups starting to form across the track, and we have somebody spinning out. That looks to be, oh goodness, what was that? Was that a Honda? Who was that? Somebody spun. Looks like it could have been Weeks. And the Bentley spinning out, and he's just gonna tumble down the order from looks like maybe 11th or so to about 18th, 19th, 20th. My scoring board is now updating, so I think he must have gotten loose.
That's unfortunate. A lot of aft tracks here, and with the collection of marbles and sand and dirt, that will absolutely not be beneficial. I don't know if you all caught up on this, but we're currently following a gaggle of 4 Porky Boys.
Oh, hold up. Let me see this. So who is... Oh my god, that's a huge pack.
It leads you to wonder, are they on comms? And are they saying, all right, let's make a train, try to catch up to the leaders here?
Oh, the Gran Turismo strat. I like it.
Let's go ahead and jump back up to the top. Looks like Ben Keogh is going to collect a 5-second penalty for the collision that you said before, Dave.
Yeah, it looks like it was on lap 4.
And Perez Saidi with the Lexus on top. Currently P1, Alloy Guy following 5/10 behind. Still very close. So Ben Keogh, the way it stands currently, with the 5-second penalty, that would place him roughly 8th place. But plenty of time. We have 20 minutes left in race number 2 for North America Blue.
Oh, Portis going for a bit of a move here on one of the Porky Boys, trying to get through. Looks like they're slowing him down, pushing him into the Aston and the Audi of Landry and Hall. Behind is, oh my goodness, it looks like, I think Hall might have gotten into the back of Landry there, and they both just ate it.
Yeah,
Oh, they've got to be careful. There's another Aston Frizza, or not Frizza, excuse me. I think that might have been Gray, almost binning it, but just managing to hold that car.
All right, so we're gonna take a closer look as that hood is bumping. It's not ideal.
Gets more airflow to the engine, right? I mean, it's totally fine.
Got a point. There's more holes to work with, so the engine stays cooler. So perhaps, is this part of the Audi master plan?
Could be.
Perhaps Hall knows something that we don't. Maybe he's been in cahoots with Audi, talking to them like, hey, listen, so I've got this this league coming up. I was wondering if you guys could give me some of that insider info in your car, try to make it quicker.
I'm going to push the sus button real quick, but I'll let you wear your tinfoil hats if you would like.
Actually, it's aluminum foil. It's not made out of tin. Get it right.
Oh, sorry, we're not in the 50s anymore. All right.
Yeah, not everything's made of lead.
See, Blitz gets it. More air equals more power equals plus turbo.
Right.
It was Mo Power, baby.
Ooh, looks like Marsan went off. Dropped a couple places. Might have just outbraked himself a little bit. So he's going to go from 7th to about, looks like 11th or so. Hopefully our timing table, scoreboard thing will update as they cross the line. Was I right? I was not 10th, but Fabiano's got a bit of a run as they go down through the kink. Marsan going very defensive into this corner. He does not want to give this up, but could this potentially be his downfall as Marsan goes in almost with the contact? But they're going to keep it clean out of turn 1 through turn 2. And Fabiano making his way into the top 10 here with about 17 minutes to go. And Marsan getting a little bit crazy, but keeping the car firm.
So we just witnessed the Battle of Brazil.
Line.
The Battle of Brazil, and he's going to almost lose it again. Rasco going to gain that position. What is Marsan? Is he having a bit of a disagreement with his Ferrari?
He must. As you can see, it looks like grip is not necessarily there. As he takes a dip into the kitty litter.
Well, he looks like he was about to cut across the track, but managed to save it and cost himself a massive collision there.
Yeah, no, that was an excellent save on his part, but very curious to see what the issue is that's going on with his Ferrari. As we're on board with Dave Hasser, we'll take a peek at chat. Welcome in, boss. You want to say hi to Maul?
Hi, Maul.
Mr. Squiggler, are you trying to say aluminium instead of aluminum?
It's aluminium.
Who's that? Oh, that's outlets in the pit. I thought someone else had gone in there while we weren't looking. Looks like everything's kind of filtering out. Sidey got a it's about 6/10 gap to Ike Guy. I think that's been that's been about what they've had for pretty much since the start of this race, I think.
Yeah, I would say it's roughly been between half a second and a second.
And Keo with a 5-second penalty? What might have that have been for? Maybe contact somewhere?
Yeah, so that was the contact that we were just discussing not too long ago.
Sorry, I was flipping through the field to see what I could find. I wasn't really paying attention.
This is all
It was back on lap 4.
We're on lap something or other. 8. Wow, that's a little far back. Okay, I don't remember that. I don't have my instant replay installed in my brain. You have to give me a second. I'm working that out with the devs.
Yeah, I would hold off on it. It broke mine. So, anyways, we're halfway through the race right here on board with Kenneth Portis. Looks like he's going to try and take the outside line here on Flavio. Not quite just yet. See if we can get a run through Crocodiles, and it'll be a battle of the braking. But between these two vehicles, again, goes to the Porky Boy. Legendary braking, can do it on a dime last second.
So towards the front of the grid, it looks like Thomas Dagg was just able to make a move and get past Ben Keogh. Currently up to P4.
All right, we'll take a peek here in one moment. So behind Kenneth Portis, you can see Dave Hasser closely. And then going into this home stretch, Kenneth Portis could get a nasty tow and potentially take a position here. Let's see, let's get a view from above.
I misspoke. It was Dornelis getting around Thomas Dagg. My mistake.
Oh, good. And Kenneth Portis is going to take that position. And it looked like he, getting a little squirrely. Dave Hasser gives him a slight love tap on the bumper. Says, "I'll get you going there straight."
Blow him down. That gives Marsan a bit of a boost. So they go down, down, down. God, every time they go down that right-hander, I'm always scared because just the amount of bounce you have on those cars, I'm expecting something just to take off into orbit and give NASA a run for their money.
Look how close these guys are. You got Blaine Hall just behind Dave Hasser, just getting so close to him. I feel like we're getting close to a brown flag here.
What, you haven't had
Me?
one yet? Bit of door banging here as the purple rocket blasts its way through the coup. Good old Bentley boop. That's right. So Dave Hasser. Oh no, and it looks like, who's that? Is that Landry is going to capitalize and take another position? So Hasser's going to lose 2 positions going through Crocodiles. It's very
got
sneaky
caught smiling
of
at him.
Landry. I guess so. Very, very sneaky. All right, let's go ahead and jump back up to the top 5. We're on board with Renato Dornelles currently. It looks like there is a penalty coming across for Bruno Fabiano. And that is for collision
on lap 1.
Yep.
I haven't said it yet, but we should take a minute to thank the race stewards. They have a thankless job making sure everything stays clean, giving penalties when required, and we always appreciate the hard work they put in every race.
I would say roughly the backbone of these races. Truly keeping everyone in check.
Yep.
It's one of the things that I like most about OOR is that we have the stewards watching to do penalties.
Looks like we have another penalty coming in. Landry's going to receive 5 seconds for a collision on lap 6. For those of you watching that have not joined OOR, feel free to do so. We have the Discord that you can jump into and a series of races. We have the Rookie Series for anyone who is new to sim racing and new to OOR. And then once you are familiar with the group in your car, the series, and the rules, you can jump up to the Sprint Series, which you are watching now. Aside from that, we have Endurance and Special Events. Let's go ahead and go up to our leader, Alloy Ike Guy.
Fill that 6/10 gap. I mean, they're keeping it consistent. I got to give them points because usually, you saw with race 1, you had Ronaldo just all over that back bumper of Hall. Consistently bringing it down 10th, 2/10 every lap. But that guy, Sadie, keeping it pretty consistent. And then half a second back from there, you got a Flomger sitting P3 right now.
That is a good question, JP. I don't know when he was able to get past Said. Unfortunately, we missed that. No, Philippa. Thankfully, we did not have a car park. We had a few cars and coffee moments, but nothing too crazy. I think at most we had about three cars off the grid. Nothing more than that. No safety car.
Congratulations. You
Heyo.
cursed us.
I was gonna say, why did you say it right?
Yeah. You just had to say the S word, didn't you?
Safety car?
Ryan.
Hey, let's focus on something else. And how about this monstrosity of an A-pillar here in the Lexus?
I gotta see this. Hold on.
If you were hoping to see the competition come up next to you, you should probably pick another car. However, the Lexus is very fun to drive. I have enjoyed it so far. The only downfall is the lack of custom liveries. But that's not an issue, as we got the custom livery overlays here, which are looking crispy.
It also sounds amazing. I think out of all the cars, I think it's probably one of my favorite sounding.
There we go, chat. That's a good
What's,
question.
I was gonna say, let's poll the audience. What's everybody's favorite sounding car? Ryan?
Do
What about
you like the popcorn crackle of the Ferrari? Or
I
the screaming elephant of the Audi? Go ahead, Dave.
I love the Jiffy Pop of the Ferrari.
Jiffy Pop.
Nick,
Fabiano
do you have a
getting
favorite?
Well, like I said, well, if we're talking the cars I've driven,
No.
Just
Anything.
overall, anything.
Yep.
Okay. Either the 720S because that thing is angry, or the Aston V12 because I've watched races in real life with that car and it just sounds so good. It's such a great sounding car.
Did we see that Bruno Fabiano got another penalty for 15 seconds?
Yeah, Nick had mentioned that
Yep.
right before the question popped up.
Had to choose. Do I answer the question or do I point out the
I
penalty?
spaced out for a moment. I apologize.
It is all good.
Happens to the best of us.
Favorite car sound? I love the Ferrari. I like the Italian popcorn. But I might have to go with Keith Briscoe. I thoroughly enjoy the sound of the Lexus. I think it sounds great.
Are you going to be a convert, Ryan? You're going to switch away from the Audi? The Lexus is going to be your baby now?
I mean, I started with the Lexus, so it's kind of cool to go back into the car, which I was garbage with way back when.
You're returning home. We should look.
A bit of a battle here for second as Flomger got a really good run out of that top of the hill, and he's just sort of chasing down Sadie. How do you pronounce? I'm so sorry. I feel like I should have like a notepad
Sadie.
file.
I thought we always said Saeed.
Saeed.
Okay. Who knows?
To all the drivers who watch this, I apologize for any butchered name pronunciations. I know what it's like.
Amo. Just had to say a +1 on the BMW downshifts. There's too many choices that have great things about them. The BMW downshift, the back blast of the Ferrari leading to the Italian popcorn. Lots of good things here. In terms of battles that we have going on, it looks like Flamger is going to have the closest battle for third. And other than that, Trevor Hilligan's poking his nose into the top 10 as he is trailing behind Garza. The difference between America, APAC commentators versus EU. Alright, let's see what the result is here. Alright, let's jump down to Kenneth Portis. We'll hop back into the top 3 battle here shortly. Looks like he's trailing closely behind Tommy Kogan. Yeah, spot on there. He does have some clear space. Looks like Perez is roughly 3.2 seconds away. We are 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in race 2 here for North America Blue. So probably about 2 to 3 laps left here. So anyone that could potentially make some moves, Trevor Hilligan's looks like he has some potential. Kenneth Portis, if he has a massive yeet into turn 2. Looks like he'll tuck behind Tommy Kogan. And then potentially Flamger up here at P3. It's like Timothy Flamger could potentially gain another position. And of course, we do have Lynn Nickerson.
He goes through the kink, pulls out to the right as they go down. Turn 2, actually, because I forgot that the kink counts as a turn. But it doesn't look like he's going to go for it. Perhaps Gray's just saying to himself, you know what? He's got the 10-second. I don't really need to risk it. I'm going to grab this 20th position. I think I'm just going to sit back and, you know, let these last 2 laps or so wind down.
So Blaine Hall fell victim to the sausage curve.
Oh God, that's brutal.
The cheetah.
My condolences. I've died there plenty of time.
Tell you what, he's getting a full frontal assault of all the highs and lows of sim racing tonight.
Yep. Hey, you get it all out of the way the first race, you know?
Hey, regardless, fantastic showing there in race 1.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is very, very spicy in the top 4, sorry. And I don't know how much shuffling you could potentially see, possibly between Timothy Flamger and Fares Saidi there in the Lexus. But Renato Dornell's closely behind. Any small slip up, you can certainly gobble that up.
These onboards are absolutely amazing. I love them.
So we're looking back on board Timothy Flamger. So behind him you can see Renato Dornell's in the Aston. Yeah, I gotta agree with JP there. It did take quite a while for someone to get cheated.
Yep.
Alright, so as the leaders start to go through Crocodiles, I believe this will be the final lap that we're running into.
Yeah, this should be. It's about a minute. It's gonna be probably like what, a minute 5-ish as Ike Guy crosses the line. So we are coming up to the final lap. He's pulled quite the gap, almost 5 seconds to Saidi. Saidi's still got to deal with Flomger and Dornell's. Are they going to try to go for something, or are they just going to sit back and, you know, take the positions? Nobody's really close enough for anything, really, but there's still about 4/10 between each driver, 2 or 3 car lengths. Oh boy, Dornell's a bit later on the brakes there, trying to catch up. Or no, excuse me, it was Flomger a bit late on the brakes, trying to catch up to Saidi. But I don't know. He's dropped it to a little over 1/10.5, but that also kind of gives Dornell's a chance to catch right up. But yeah, I think Ike Guy, he's got nothing to worry about. He's got these 3 cars sort of fighting with one another as we come through as we come up to the 3rd sector for the final time here. It's been a great race for Ike Guy. Been, you know, just popping it.
I don't know if you just saw how close Flamger had got to Perez's bumper there, but that was very, very close going through Lacoon.
He's been doing it off and on so far this race. Impressive that he hasn't actually bumped him yet, but he's gotten very, very close.
Oh, are we gonna get a run?
Oh.
Will we get a run from Flamger? We're going through Cheetah.
Through
He's
Cheetah.
going to take the inside line.
Oh,
no, contact!
hit the
Oh,
ground.
God, Perez is
Can't
gonna
end
get
like
spun.
that.
No.
Oh, man.
Oh.
And out of
that
all of that,
hurts.
Timothy Flamger is going to take P3, and then Dornell's moves up to P2. He moves up 2 positions here on the final lap. Wow. So I imagine there will be some penalties going their way after this, but I'd be very curious to see how that turns out.
I would not be surprised if there might be a 5 or a 10 thrown in there. If it's anything more, that's, in my opinion, might be a little bit much. But if there isn't a penalty, then I don't know.
I think Philippa's got it. Not like this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Is it,
Yeah.
Is it bad that I saw that emote when the contact was made? Like, is that bad?
No, I think we probably all saw it.
Okay. It was
Yeah.
like 4K levels of detail.
That is unfortunate. But what a hell of an ending to another great race here. So North America Blue is going to wrap up. We'll take a look at the timing sheet here shortly. And after that, we'll jump into North America Red. BC, what's going on? How are you? All right, let's return to the garage. Take a look at the timetables. And for the amateurs, we have Garza, Graves, Frizza, and Gray. Pro-Am, we have Fabiano, Ike Guy, and Saidi for the top 3. And overall, Blaine Hall, Dornells, and Alvarado. Race 2 for amateurs, we have Garza, Graves, and Frizza, and then Gray. Pro-Am, Ike Guy, Saidi, Hilligans, and Flavio. And overall, Ike Guy, Dornells, and Flamger. So a few positions moved up there. It looks like Flamger retained his position to P3, and then the only swap was Saidi and Dornells. Dornells capitalizing on 2 spots there. So let's go ahead and we will jump into the North America Red Split. Wow. Yeah,
That was incredible.
That was incredible. I agree, JP. That will certainly at least be a 10-second penalty. All right. Disconnect. Connect. And we'll hop in. Anyone who's just joining us now, welcome in. And we'll get some North America Red action coming at you here soon.
I will be right back.
Take your
We've got
time.
some donut action going on here in Red Split. We
You
got
made it
like
before
3
me.
cars just doing some spicy donuts. Speaking of donuts, favorite flavor?
I tried.
This is for Brian and chat.
Looks like we're going to have a night practice. Nope.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Okay, we'll wait for drive. Connect the session. Let's go to the track. And we have free practice.
Green light. Green light. Go, go, go.
Where is my broadcasting? There we go. This is very odd. Alright. Broadcast controller has poo-pooed on me. And we got everyone going out for their out laps for qualifying in race number 1.
So from my understanding, Red Split is usually the faster of the 2. Is that correct?
So, previously speaking, yes. It did seem a bit quicker. However, that's not to downplay any of the speed that we see in North America Blue.
Right, of course.
But yes, it certainly seems a bit quicker in the Red Split. And a certain question caught my eye here in the chat. Favorite donut maple cream filled from Tim Hortons or just Krispy Kreme glazed? I've never
That
had Tim
sounds
Hortons.
delicious. I haven't either. I don't think I have that near me.
I'm surprised. You're in the Northeast, correct?
Yeah, but you know what we do have? Dunkin' Donuts. We have like 18 billion of them. I have one a quarter mile from my house. I'm not kidding. I go to it every now and again. Pick up a couple donuts after class. It's like, you know what? Good to go.
I was just talking to my wife the other day about how I want Tim Hortons because we always see it in TV shows and have it, people talk about it, but I've never had it.
Last time I was anywhere near a Tim Hortons was, oh God, maybe 4 or so years ago. Because my family and I, we go to Michigan for vacation, rent a beach house and all that. So we usually cut through Canada. And the only time I've seen it is like on the border of the US and Canada. So I've never had anything from there, but I've at least seen it. So I can confirm it does exist. It is a real thing, thankfully.
That is crazy. Yeah, JP has a Tim Hortons in Thailand. But yeah,
Really?
we
Wow, that's
don't
weird.
have it. Don't have it in the States. If anywhere, it's going to be up north.
I mean, it's a staple of Canada. They love that. But that just seems odd to me. Like we don't have Tim Hortons in the U.S., but in Thailand, I don't know. Maybe there's like a market out there we don't know about. Some secret underground, coffee market. But anyways, here with qualifying. As much as I'd love to talk about Tim Hortons. The interesting thing with Red Split is that the winner from last season, Lou, is not here. Compared, obviously, with Blue, we had Dornelis and Alvarado making a return. So the next two is Salomon and Patterson, second and third overall. So I didn't catch much of Red Split last season. So perhaps these two will take a chance at the crown. We'll have to see.
Yeah, like you said, we'll have to wait and see how everyone shows up, shows out. We'll have some potential different drivers in different cars. So it'll be interesting to see.
I know Salomon is with Nissan now. He was in the Porsche last season. Patterson with Audi, going off of or kind of, ending that contract, quote unquote, with Honda.
Yeah, we also have someone who raced in North America Blue previously last season, jumping over to North America Red, and that is the Star Spangled Man, Jeff Spangler. Should be in here tonight. Yep, in the Ferrari Evo 88.
I was gonna say I did have a few, not run-ins, but I did see him on that track every now and again last season. Usually he was passing me.
He is indeed a speedy boy. Got some times coming across the board now. Hamza Golzar taking the top spot with a 140.9. And I imagine that is just the start.
I had done some number crunching, as I've been referencing for the last 8 minutes. So when I was doing this, so I looked at Lou and Salomon, and I saw, Lou wasn't there. Okay, well, when looking at wins, podiums, top 10s, poles, fastest laps, I saw Golzar pop up quite a bit. So maybe he will be in contention for the championship this season, perhaps. We'll have to wait and see, as Snelltren, a 140.7 provisional pole, about 2/10 quicker than Golzar.
Yeah, we'll have to see where they're at on the track. Looks like 513 had an off-track incident. Ports back to the pits. So they could potentially get out for 2 more laps, but not sure. They would have to be on the ball. Looks like they're going to attempt it.
It's about 2 more minutes to go in qualifying. Golzar taking pole away from Snelltren, a 40.4. That puts him 3.5 tenths up. And then, hold on, Yi coming in with a 140.518. Snelltren pushed to third. Landry out of that top 3 start position. And Salomon in 6th with a 141, 141, looks like 1-ish perhaps?
He had a 140.5. Is that who you're discussing?
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong one, sorry. I can't, my eyes don't work.
All good. Yeah, very, very close grouping here. Hamza currently sitting on pole. Let's see, just like Philippa says, can he pull out the 39?
I didn't even know it was possible to get a third. Actually, that's a lie. Now it is possible. I was about to say, I don't think that is. I don't think you can do that.
if anyone has potential here that I've seen, Hamza has all of it.
Welcome to the last 30 seconds or so of qualifying. Put my map up here so I can see just who's where. Looks like Gulzar might get another. Yeah, he's going to get another attempt at a lap, so maybe he can do it. About 15 seconds to go. Landry kind of just parked it. Maybe he's going to just say, you know what? I've got 6th place for now, so just let it go. I'll see what happens.
Yi currently
And now-
battling the clock.
Bunch of drivers. Across the line, Duarte, currently P28. And he's going to improve for the moment up to P24. Like the improvement kill Klinsing, sitting at 8th for the time being. As, let's see, he's coming across Jansen. Currently 32nd. Can possibly improve, and he does up to 29th, and right behind him, it looks like that's, I'm going to say File. I feel like File's incorrect as he overtakes and gets that 29th spot. So Jensen to 30th. And Philip Clark, 31st. It's going to stay 31st. Excuse me. And who else? Who else? Oh, we got a Honda on the wall. Not what you want. Let's see. Elliot Levine, 28th at the moment. It's only about a 10th down. Another debutante?
Yeah. It's Elliot's first season up in sprints. Welcome in, Elliot. See what he can pull out tonight.
Maybe a win. Who knows? Let's see. Who is this? Snelltren. Down to 4th as looks like Borden takes that 3rd spot. Can Snell improve his best as a 140.7 across the line? And he is going to take that 3rd spot away from Bourdon by about 0.08 of a second.
That is a crispy livery. All right. Let's take a look at all the liveries that we have for Season 7. I'm digging that.
I like the lime green.
Mm.
I don't think we had anybody with that color in blue.
I love me some purple. Hamza's McLaren is looking rather nice. I like the gray, red, and gold there on the Audi. Let's see.
These liveries are just straight up beautiful. Who is making these liveries? I need to give them props. Absolutely
custom.
amazing work. Well, yeah, I know they're custom. I need to know who is making them.
So there's another rendition of the Lexus livery that we have. You can choose between either blue or red. So that is one of the blue liveries that you can get.
Looks pretty good.
I'm gonna go with blue because it's my favorite color.
And then we wrap it up with the classic Golf livery here on the back. 513. Which is Parks. Keeping it crispy there. The all white.
Did Blitz do the livery for the number 9 Ferrari?
No,
He said it was nice, so I didn't know if he was self-promoting.
No. He submitted one. That was not his. Car 125 is. Am I blind? I don't see 125. I see 124. Casey Gold. Then the Honda.
Was he 123 Mayor?
I see 125. Anyways, getting ready for race start here as the safety car takes the center lane of the grid and will lead everyone out on the outlap. As we go single file, the devilish red eyes there of the Porky Boy. Ryan
Every time you
G.
say Porky Boy, I'm expecting Porcupine, and I don't know why.
And the Porcupine of Yee, currently starting in P2.
How dare you mock me, Dave?
I wasn't doing it. I was just, trying to have a little fun.
No, I know. I got you. Don't worry. Maybe the Porky Boys can make it like a 1, 2, 3 or something. That'd be something to witness.
It would. The groupings that I've seen take pole are the Hondas, and it was Alvarado and oh my goodness, who else, Dave? At Bathurst.
For which car?
The Honda. It was Alvarado and the Honda, and then someone else. It was 1-2.
Is it Pardon Lou? Were they were in the Honda last season, maybe?
I can't recall if Cardin was in the Honda or the Porsche.
You can't expect me to remember last season. I mean, come on.
All right, new season, new Dave. Safety car is going to split from the pack as they go 2x2. And Dave or Nick, who would like to call this?
I'll give it to Dave. He hasn't done it yet.
Oh, so much pressure. You guys did such a good job. But I'll try.
That bar's high, man. You got to meet it. I believe in you.
It's very high.
Looking a bit more similar to the SRO GT3 split with all the different and various liveries across the grid. Got lots of cars today. How many do we have tonight? Looks like 34. All right, Dave,
They
take it away.
are coming up here, waiting for the green flag. And they're still waiting.
Green light. Go, go, go.
And we are off. Getting 4 or 5 wide there to start. Hopefully nobody bumps into each other, but it looks like Golzar is able to pull ahead. And so far, so good. Everybody getting around turn 1. Golzar still staying ahead there. Who's that in the lime green car?
Snell train.
Snell train. But so far, everybody's keeping it clean. No issues there in the back that I can see from the camera there, but everybody's spacing out nicely. So far tonight, that was the cleanest start that we've seen. Hopefully I don't jinx it.
It looks like we do
We
have
did.
an off track.
Yep, that's what I was about to say, McLaren. And, oh no, that's
1,
not
2,
damage.
3. Is it Andy Mayer, I think, 123.
Oh yeah, looks like we had someone port back to the pits.
Mayor, I don't know what happened. Must have spun.
Yeah, so ironically, the GTRs are a bit of a dinosaur now. In terms of the sprints, you don't really see them.
Yeah, I don't think we had any in the first in blue. Ooh, somebody just
Huge
shot
off
on the
track. Sansano, I believe.
Safe rejoin though, and he is back in the action, just a few spots back from where he was from. And we're watching on top of Marc-Antoine Landry as he's going to squeeze in front. Sorry, Landry is going to tuck behind Sam Snelltrain. Hamza Golzar still leading with about 3 to 4 tenths of a gap.
And just behind them, it looks like he is maybe losing some spots.
Yeah, it looks like he fell to Bourdon, and then he was, if I recall correctly, P2 going into race.
We've got a
1.
McLaren around. I'm sorry to interrupt. We got a McLaren around. Elliot Levine. I don't think there was contact. I think he might have just gotten if I had to bet on it, probably went a little too inside of turn 4. It looks like. I know that's a pretty good spot to lose the car. So, and there was I believe Jansen, who also had a bit of a wobble but saved it.
Bit of sadness for our debutant there in the first race. However, he's only about a lap in, so plenty of time still to come back.
And in the second race,
So we're currently on board Simon Salomon. He is in the Nissan, the white and gray with the teal tires. He's sniffing the bumper of Cameron Sanzano. Cameron Sanzano is the one who went on the track about 2 laps ago. Looks like, is he going to get the pass? And he will. He tucks inside, going into Crowthorne as they work their way through the Ducati Suite and Barbecue. JP's probably sitting there shaking his head, thinking they can't pronounce anything correctly.
But we're trying, and that's what matters.
At least
It's
Barbecue is
a
pretty
learning
simple.
experience, you know.
I agree. Currently on board with Grant Cleansing, trailing behind Ryan Yee in the Porsche. So we got some penalties coming across for car number 57, Giordano. Did you see what that was for, Dave?
let's see, 10-second penalty out of position on lap 1, and also 10 seconds for Mark Dizon. Same thing, out of position.
I don't even know how I said it anymore, Philippa.
Saying Nissen. But oh boy, Geiger spinning around the looks to be the Assen of Giordano. A little bit of contact there. Going into a Crocodile, is that correct? Is that the right spot?
Potentially. Right before
Okay.
Cheetah?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I got to turn right. I'm gonna chalk that up as a win. But looks like Briscoe got Dubinin on his bumper, maybe thinking about a move here into turn 1. Pulls to the inside, not going to take it though. He's still got 24 minutes to go. I don't think anybody's really going to be risking too much at the moment. Things could change as Yi gaining a position on Salomon, it looks like. That watermelon colored, I don't know why, it just looks like a watermelon colored Porsche. Is that just me?
And it looks like we had one more car that was out of position on lap 1. Dario
Maltadini, I think.
Dini, sorry, Dini.
I don't think I've ever seen. I honestly, and when I did my sprint, I don't think I ever saw any penalties for out of position. Not that I could think of.
No, it can be easy to do, though, especially when you go single file and then have to go 2x2. So,
Really,
well,
I'm not. I mean, I've honestly, I don't know. Again, I never saw it. I'm not trying to dismiss it, but I don't.
no, I'm just saying
it feels new to
potentially
me.
with not remembering if you're left or right on the grid, which is always important to do. But
Yep.
if that happens, then you could certainly get the out of placement penalty like we saw.
And I think they were trying to work on keeping everybody. I know last season there was an issue where people were maybe driving a little bit faster than they should have been. So maybe this is an attempt to crack down on that and try and keep everybody close and even to start the race.
Got a Jansen spinning off at Cheetahs. Did he perhaps get pounced on? And he's going into the pits, so he's probably got some pretty significant damage. So I'm assuming he probably got consumed by the Cheetah and then just slammed into the wall. And we've got another car off, car 575, Taylor Clark. Spin or perhaps a bump, who knows? And the McLaren of Levine catching right up, trying to get a little further than 30th, but a few battles here. Giordano, whoa, Clark losing that, just getting a bit of oversteer. Thankfully keeps it out of the wall. And he's going to lose that spot. And we've got an Audi around. That is that Clark? That is Clark. Was that contact? Was that driver error? Clark just going around. I think Clark may have some pretty major damage on that car. Let me see if I can get a good look. Yeah, it sounds like it. The front end's actually not banged up that much. Back end, a couple dents here and there. I don't know.
Looks like Ryan Yee fell another position to Grant Cleansing. Looks like they swapped spots. Go ahead, Nick.
I was gonna say I don't think it's much of an issue for Clark. No major damage, so should be fine. But just kind of spinning out and then doing it again a couple more times. I'm sure that's not really the play.
Got a decent gaggle here, rounding out the top 10. Ryan Yee currently at P7. Wondering if tire wear can't be a thing currently, as we're only 10 minutes into the race, but he seemed to have some rapid pace from qualifying going into the race. So not sure quite what's going on. Could be a number of things. But regardless, still top 10 position, followed by Simon Salmon, about a second behind. Adrian Bourdon peeking onto the inside of the Audi of Zach Patterson, going through Cheetah. Slight off track there. As we make our way through Engway on the home straight, see if he gets a nice toe from the Audi. Audi seems to be pulling away quite a bit, and there's the agility that we were talking about previously in race 1 between Blaine Hall and Dornell's.
Bourdon thought about it down the inside, but he might have a run here. He has that inside line, and not white, but that's going to give the guys behind. That's going to give Cleansing a chance to overtake it, perhaps Yee as well, as Yee pulls off to the left side, going through the turn. Almost, they thought about door to door, thought it might not be the best idea. That's going to be a position lost for Bourdon. It might be 2 coming through here, as Cleansing also looking for a move on Patterson, but not quite. Yee looking down the inside, decides not to. Maybe he's going to try to get him going down the hill. We'll have to see here in just a moment's time.
So as we start to enter Le Coupe, we'll have to see if anyone's going to break late, and if anyone's going to, it was going to be the Porsche there of Ryan Yee. Looks like he has a decent run, but does not quite get on power as early as Adrian Bourdon here. As we start to go, we're through Mineshaft, making our way down to Crocodiles. See if we can get any potential around the outside. Ryan Yee looks outside, tucks right back into the bumper of Adrian Bourdon. Follow closely behind Simon Salomon in this gaggle of cars that we have here. And it looks like Zach Patterson is still leading this gaggle that we have. Sam Snell Train also very close behind Landry, who is close behind Golzar. Let's go ahead and jump up to that battle. This is your top 3, ladies and gents. We're overlooking Sam Snell Train, who is in the lime green Lambo. Taking a bit of a dive, going through Barbecue.
So close.
That is super close.
Is this formation flying or racing? This is incredible.
Hamza Golzar is going to capitalize on that little battle that Snell Train and Landry are having between 2 and 3. as the gap now becomes half a second. Very, very close battles here. As you can see, Zach Patterson there in the foreground in his Audi. Roughly 4 seconds behind Snell Train, who got very close going through Lacombe.
Oh, we've got, oh boy, Patterson almost taking somebody else out with him, and now he's going to drop a couple more positions. They have this stretch of cars from about 4th to 9th, and Klinsing going to come out the best here as they go down towards Cheetah. Got some side-by-side here with Patterson. Okay, Patterson, Louis. Gonna back out. Gonna maybe try to take it down the straight. Look, this is an absolutely massive group of cars. Bourdon looking for a move down the inside. He's gonna shove Patterson wide, and he might gain that position, but no, they might be equal. Oh, no, we got Patterson pulling out, but he's gonna maybe... He's not gonna... I don't know if he's gonna defend it. He might just sort of try to go for maybe a cutback. We don't know, but Bourdon overtaking that position, and now he's going to pull up to, looks about 8th place.
So yeah, Zach Patterson definitely taking the wide angle through turn 2 there, and unfortunately sacrificing another position. Zach appeared to drop 5 positions here in this last lap. Very unfortunate. But we are halfway through the race, still plenty of time, and it looks like the Bentley of Tatis Lucas is going to try to poke on the inside. Doesn't have quite the speed just yet as we go through the S's. Could we see a dive as we go through to Lacombe?
I'm not ruling it out, but I don't think so. You've got Patterson on the inside. He wants to keep that position. That's going to give Dizon a bit of a run. Ooh, Lutkus almost losing that back end. Kind of keeps it together long enough as we just passed the halfway point. He's going to lose maybe that position. They're going to go here into Crocodiles. Not quite door to door, but, you know, they've got, you know, at least 2 meters between them. It's always good.
The Audi of Dizon, very antsy behind Tatis Lucas, trying to capitalize on another position. It'll be interesting to see here. There, I see a little Easter egg that I will point out in qualifying. But quite awesome. All right, let's jump up to
the banner.
The banner? No, it was above the trunk.
Oh, okay.
Or the boot. The boot for
Stay
our
put.
Euro friends. All right, man. We're on board with Ryan Yee. About 2 tenths behind Grant Klinsing. The Battle of Lime. The tires screeching. Looks like Grant's going to take
Get around him.
Yeah, it looks like not an ideal line. Ryan, oh! Yeets himself through the S's. Ryan Yee takes that position back.
I think there was a slight tap, it looked like, but, you know, not too bad.
What's going on, Sean? How we doing? Good morning for you. Good evening for us. That's right. God, that's... So, is Ryan Yeet? Will that become a thing this year, Dave?
I mean, if he keeps doing things like that, I think it's something we can get behind.
You love to see it. Oof. Bit of an off track, but it looks like everyone had the same line there.
They're playing following the leader with Ryan Yee.
It's easy to do. So will Ryan hang on to P4 currently? I don't believe that they were able to get a tow going into turn 2. Ryan will retain his position. He's currently 6 seconds behind the top 3 and nearly a second in front of Grant Klinsing behind him in the Nissan. But yeah, the Hamster, the Audi here is deadly. Very, very quick. Let's take a peek at Landry, top 3 battle. Looks like Snell Train pulling a bit away. Still within striking distance if anything were to occur, but not nearly as tight a gaggle that we had previously. Hamza Goals are still leading, and his fastest lap is a 141.19.
I think that gap, has that gap gone down a bit? I think at one point it was almost a second or a little over a second. You know, it is at almost 3/4 of a second, but was down to about 3/10. We've got a couple cars off 88 of Spangler. Gotta see what happened there. Perhaps losing the back end. Hopefully it wasn't contact. You never wanted to see that. But he's gonna fall back from 18th to 24th off of that unfortunate move or unfortunate spin.
Okay, we're on board. Looks like a debutante to the Sprint Series here for North America Red. Enrivan Kudapadye. DAG Motorsports, currently driving a McLaren. Sitting at P15, not too bad. Good position for a debutante. And fastest lap, 141.7. So he's certainly got some speed and pace behind him. Last lap was a 143.9. So he must be encountering some graining, degradation of the tires, or even some potential damage. But I don't see any on his vehicle.
Have to see.
Welcome in, Henri Bon.
Got Brooke looking to take this this top 10 position away from Patterson. He's about a 10th, but it's got to be closer than that at this point. Going through the S's up the hill. Is Brooke gonna look for a move as they go down this hill a bit later on the brakes too? As they go around, finally down the hill. I know that the Audi can be pretty quick, but the McLaren hopefully able to keep up, but I don't know, we'll have to see going into Crocodile. Is Brooke going to get a bit brave going down the inside late on the brakes and makes the move? It's gonna stick, and Brooke in the top 10 here in race 1 for Red Split and right through Cheetah, no problem at all. What a brilliant move.
Looks like that Sear that... Looks like the toe that Sear was hoping for, sorry. Pulling a bit away. Didn't have quite enough speed. Yeah, excellent pass by Tim Brooke there. Curious to see if Zach Patterson will attempt any type of dive, as he is a bit far away. My assumption, potentially Lecoux. But if we have some good defense by Tim Brooke, possibly Crocodiles. We'll have to wait and see. Those seem to be the two best potential passing zones throughout this portion of Sector 1 and Sector 2.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to speed and maybe just the width of the track that does a pretty good job, as we see Parks passing Meyer. A little bit of action further back. The gap between Gulzar and Landry, though, only 2/10.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to jump up to.
Oh, and we had a car 192. Who was that? It looks like 192. Patterson. Oh boy.
Patterson.
Uh-oh. What happened? That is not good.
I'll jump back in the replay and see if I can see what happened to him.
I feel like it might have just been maybe a bit of a crash. I don't think there was anyone near him when he went off, but then again, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes with these dots.
Alright, where's Bourdon? That's who I want to go on board with.
Landry getting a little bit, starting to show Gulzar a bit of that flame, bit of the heat. Snell Trend, though, he's just sitting in the back waiting, maybe hoping the two drivers ahead make some sort of mistake, capitalize, grab 2. But right now, not much. I think we might have had some contact here between Levine and File. They both kind of wiped out at the same time. We'll have to see. Maybe it was contact. Maybe it was double driver error. As Park's going a little bit oversteer into the wall. Not stopping. Probably going to keep going. Maybe minor damage to that McLaren. As Landry still staying about 3/10 back of Gulzar. If he's going to go for a move, he's got to do it soon. They've got only another, I don't know, maybe 6 or so laps to do it. Still plenty of time.
Looking at Patterson, he just drove off the track. He went off and parked and went back to the pits.
See.
Must be damage or fuel.
No, I mean it
No
looks
from
fine.
experience?
He just pulled off and stopped.
Yeah, experiencing fuel tings is not fun.
PJ says, can someone pronounce P14's name?
Yeah, just did that.
It's Mukhapad Haye. That's a name.
Enriban Makopade.
That one. That's it.
Makopadye.
I'm gonna give Ryan that one. I'm not gonna contest it.
Is race control still going on? I didn't see it pop up, but Giordano got another penalty, 10 seconds for causing a collision on lap 12. Currently up to 30 seconds. But looking at the times, I think he'll probably stay where he is.
They were still connected.
Oh, and they're all in the pits anyway, so.
So we're on board with Michael Louie. We do have a few people in the pits at the moment. So top 10 is going to shake up a tiny bit. Got Michael Louie at P8, Adrian Bourdon P7, Simon Salomon P6, Grant Cleansing P5, Ryan Yee getting a pleasant gap, finally. Roughly 5 seconds under Sam Snelltrain, but nearly 3 seconds ahead of Grant Cleansing. And top 3 are keeping the 3/4 of a second gap between one another. And as for close battles, let's go back to Enriban. Looks like he is nearly 3/10 behind this McLaren.
We've got a Ferrari off Jansen. I don't think there's too much damage on that car. Let me just give it a quick peek. No. Nope. Pretty, it's actually immaculate. Yeah, looks like he might have just spun off.
Simon's got the right idea. He saw the message.
You know, these dots always make it look like the cars are right on top of each other. Then you switch to it, and there's like a car light between the two. It's like, thanks, of course.
It fluctuates so frequently, so these updates have to come through every corner, every turn, I would assume.
Yep.
Only one boat in the split. As
Big
far as I can
Sag.
tell.
Top 10 though.
No,
for
we
the
have
boat.
2.
Oh,
There
we
should
do.
be 2 boats in here.
No.
Looks like only one showed up this week.
Got it.
On the attendance sheet, neither of them checked in. But
Interesting. We've got about 2 more laps. Gulzar still maintaining that nice, decent gap. He's got about an equal gap between himself, Landry, and Snelltrain. It's close to a second. Nothing too much happening here. Track's quiet down a good chunk as we go to these closing stages. We've got Davis and I'm just going to go with Muck because pronouncing the rest of that's probably going to be a bit of a challenge for me. Going into the front stretch here. It's got that toe from Davis, so maybe looking for a bit of a move. He is gaining ever so slightly. There it is. There's that speed boost. It's going to try to go over to the left. Davis going to cover it off. Early braking from Muck, trying to get around the outside. Thought he might go for a cutback, but not going to make any move here. Just going to stick behind his teammate and carry on. Maybe try to go for something in this lap or the next. But it looks like we're definitely coming up to the final lap here. Gulzar, though, sitting pretty. About a second ahead. Snelltrend pulls out about 0.2 on Landry to make it about 6 6/10 of a second back. Oh, now it's about 0.2. Okay, so things are... Oh, no, it's 0.8. I'm sorry. I can't read time.
As JP said there in the chat, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps shake up the algorithm, put it in favor of OOR. If you're liking what you're seeing, we got races just about every Thursday for the North America split. That's 7 p.m. Eastern. We also have races in the EU and Australian Eastern Standard Time, which changes over to the Australian Daylight Savings Time. So from Eastern, they drop by an hour, so that makes them 15 hours ahead. And then 16 hours ahead when we get to Daylight Savings.
Oh, no.
Fun conversions.
I don't like this. Where did I sign up for this? I don't remember. I'd like to revoke my sign up for this time.
No, when we took that pint of blood out so that you could compensate, that's one.
Okay, so I'm not getting that back?
No, that's ours now.
Aw, man. All right, well, I'll just make some more. Whatever.
So yeah, top three sticking to their ways. Sam Snelltrain about half a second behind Landry. Landry a little over a second behind Gulzar. And closest battle is Onribon, currently P14 battling for P13 behind Davis.
At least, guys, I think he might have one more lap to do it, depending on where Gulzar is at. Nope, this is it. Either a move gets it done, or he stays in P14. Gulzar going through Crocodile. He's got to go through Cheetah, gets it done, and just going to take it easy. Coming into the final turn, one more left-hander, and that's going to be Gulzar taking race number 1 in style, about a second and a half, as Landry making it a P2 and Snelltrend finishing up the podium. Yi still got a ways to go. It's 4th for him. And Klinsing getting across and making the last of the top 5. What a race for Gulzar. Just race started, got away, never looked back.
So we got to remember we do have the reverse split going into race 2. So Snelltrain, Yi, Klinsing, Salomon. I'm losing it. Where's the list? Bourdon, Louis, Lucas, Brooke, Sear, Duarte will all be in the reverse grid order for race number 2 at night. Yeah, Simon, I second that. At least the server did not go down. The EU servers had a bit of a pickle earlier today, the server hiccups, but we were able to get the races completed, so that's always good. Star Spangled Man crosses the line at P22, uncharacteristic of him, maybe getting used to the car. Looks like he had a few collisions there as well.
Maybe the Bentley will haunt his dreams because he cheated on it this season.
The Bentley looks from the great beyond. It knows. It knows.
It knows what he did.
Listen, as a Bentley driver, I can tell you that you don't wrong that Bentley. You don't. It will come back and it will bite you.
It will find you.
And it will ruin your race. It's not going to do anything drastic. Don't worry. It has standards.
But also a certain set of skills.
Right, exactly. I mean, it is a car after all. I mean, have you guys seen the movie Cars? Have you seen what they can do?
Got a question in the chat there for you, Nick.
How did my first cast go? I think pretty well, I'd like to say. Thank you for joining us. future teammate, hopefully for the 9 hour
Green light. Give
coming
it
up here. Yes, I think the first cast went really well.
It's not
So
over
far?
yet.
No, I still got another qualifying session to sit through, and then another race to do as well, and then I don't really know what I'm going to do after that. I didn't really plan this far ahead.
Did anyone notice this? Look at the Audi.
I can't. Which,
Howdy tings.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
nice
jeez.
That is the best Easter egg I've seen. That's better than the photographer's reflection. That's Zolder. That's great.
That's beautiful.
Good stuff.
You
Maul.
gotta love when people include those little tidbits on their cars. It's always a nice touch.
I feel like there was one on the back of the Boatley as well.
I'm waiting for somebody to like put their signature on a car. I would do that honestly if I didn't have like Russian handwriting. I would absolutely do it.
You see that, Dave?
I did see that.
All aboard. Sorry, Nick, I cut you off. Keep going.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're talking about the Bentley. That takes priority, if you ask me.
Whose car was that?
Car exactly, I don't recall.
'Cause, I mean, I feel like All Aboard should be on Sam Snelltrain's car. All Aboard the Snell Train.
Alright, hold on. We gotta get this done quick, because we're gonna have people.
Glad to hear that. Thank you,
Oh
Pat. I
no, it's
appreciate it.
Godzilla!
Oh no.
That's
Grief.
great.
I mean, it makes sense. It's a Honda, or a Nissan, excuse me. It's a Japanese car. I think that's fair. They should do that with every car. Have, like,
Scar.
a mythological... Like, the Jaguar should have a whole Jaguar on the car. Oh, wait, it does. It's on the
Belgian,
side.
we're not ghosted.
Honestly, if I had a Jaguar in real life and it had that, I would not be upset.
Wait,
That
is
is
it-
like beautiful.
There it is. There's the pineapple.
Wait, where is it?
There's the Easter egg on the spoiler. Or the rear
Oh,
diffuser,
wow.
sorry.
Well, I'd rather have it on a rear diffuser than a pizza. That's just me though.
Travesty.
No, you got to put it on the pizza. It's
No, you
Mullen's
don't gotta put it on a pizza.
It's his
No,
favorite pizza
that's
topping.
gross.
Everybody knows that.
That's gross.
Yeah, thanks,
That-
Dan. I didn't even see your instructions of where to find it there. So, yep. Quite
Pineapple
cool.
on pizza ranks up there with red onion on barbecue chicken pizza.
That's not bad.
pineapple and jalapeno pizza.
No,
Amazing.
Ooh.
nah, I don't know about that one, Chief.
You're making my mouth water over here.
You got to try it, Ryan. If you,
Mhm.
I mean, if you like pineapple on pizza, give it a try.
That's the perfect blend of sweet and spicy.
Yes.
I'm hungry now. Thank you for
Him
that.
too. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome. Well,
There is
don't
there a
like- you don't
Domino's
like pineapple?
open? Huh?
Probably. I feel like they're always open late.
Let me double check. I think they're open till like 3. But then again, I have class tomorrow at 8 and I don't want to go. Seems to be a common trend. Hunter says pineapple shouldn't go on pizza and you shouldn't order it, but at the very least, just never get Little Caesars pineapple. As a Little Caesar employee, the pineapple there aren't very good. Oh, that's right. You work at Little Caesars.
Aside from our pineapple pizza talk, no, Simon, no 39s just yet. We have a handful of low 40s, but not quite jumping into the 39s.
I'm there, though. Someday.
And
Who's going to be the first to do it?
I apologize for the standard hand controls here on the camera. Broadcast controller pooped out on me. Got Andy Meyer taking P2 currently. Zach Patterson on his revenge train. So whoever takes P1, we have to remember qualifying 2 here will sit at P13 in race 2. We got the wind looking a bit active, 10 kilometers an hour. I don't foresee any rain in the future, but we'll see. And yes, I said rain. I said it.
Did you break out the crystal ball to check on that, or are you just taking a guess?
No, I opened the weather app and I looked at Kyalami. Saw how we were doing.
Well, maybe if somebody blessed the rains, we might have them.
I mean, we are in Africa.
That's true. I've been waiting so long to say that. You have no idea. I was thinking about it, like when they said, "Hey, you're gonna cast." Like I was thinking about that the whole week. I was like, dude, I should totally say that. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I got to say it. My
Congrats,
entire
man.
night has been made.
You were able to say it.
Yep, I have peaked as a commentator. It's all downhill from here.
It cannot get any better.
Hey, you know what? That's fine. If that's the peak, I'm satisfied with that. I can live with that.
It's a hell of a peak.
Oh yeah. I mean, I mean, that's basically like what, 2 Mount Everests on top of each other levels?
Definitely.
Oh yeah. Anyways, Patterson with the fastest lap at the moment, 1:41.06. Not quite the 39 we were hoping for. He is in a different car this season. I think he was with in the Audi last, or no, he was in the Honda, excuse me, last season. I didn't know that the Audi had decimals for its traction control, though. That's news to me.
We have our maiden South African singing Africa in the chat.
That's pretty accurate lyrics, I gotta say. I think that's spot on.
Do 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 do. All right, Andy kills are a pain in the ass. We're gonna stick with Andy Meyer here.
It's gonna get stuck in my head. Oh god.
Yep, there you go. Hey, it's the appropriate track.
Hear the
And
drums
it's
echo in the night.
It is. Listen, it is down in Africa. If we're talking, direction, south could be considered down, so this would work. You're treating it like it's a bad thing. This is a great thing. It's a great development.
It's a good thing, sure, but there's this like group that does a Christmas song that has that in it, and that's what's getting stuck in my head because I hear it every year.
Really?
Because there's like a local radio station that plays it, and it's just, oh god.
I was about to ask him, like, where are you hearing Africa by Toto in December? I was like, it doesn't happen around here. If anything, it's just, a month of the same 8 songs on repeat.
Aside from that fantastic song, we have Andy Meyer poking his head into the high 40s. Currently with a 140.9, and then Zach Patterson 100th away from qualifying here. So if I can get the camera on one of these two drivers.
You spam enough, eventually it'll pull through.
All right.
Thank you, Dave, for that. I appreciate it.
So it looks
You're
like Zach Patterson is going to retain P2 for the time being, unless Taylor Clark has anything to say about that.
Meyer going a bit wide. Might have compromised the exit. We don't know how far ahead these drivers are until they get to the line. But coming up here, Meyer will not improve. Again, we have, let's see, last was a 141.0, so very close. Actually, about a tenth almost. 0.3 compared to a 9.2. Going back here on the grid eventually. Vards currently with a 142.09 around that final corner. And sitting 13th, obviously going to get shuffled around a bit. Goes up to 11th, so that'll be, 14th on the grid come the beginning of race 2?
No, 24th.
24th, okay. Yeah, I'm bad at math.
Tis all
Let's see, who else? Todd. I really want to pronounce it as Felix. I feel like if it's File, I'm going to be wrong. A 144.6. And Will, looks like does improve by about a second or so. So now we wait for the grid to get lined up.
That gap is just stupid close between those two.
Yeah,
Andy Meyer and Zach Patterson.
100th. That's amazing. That's incredible driving out of both of them.
100th and 12 thousandths. Yeah,
Jeez.
12 thousandths sounds a bit more proper.
At least I was right on the second digit. It's all, as long as you're right on the second one, you're good to go.
Oh no, Mariah Carey
What?
and Michael Bublé are gonna come out of hiding soon.
I
But-
mean, he's not wrong.
He's not.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Michael Bublé is currently tagging billboards with bubbly.
So you just like putting the whole can up there?
No, it's
It's a lot of cans. No, I know. Actually, I tried a bubbly once when I was in high school. Would not recommend it.
Yeah, it tastes
Not-
like a fruit farted into a seltzer water can.
No, I say it's more like so what they did, they took the fruit, right? They squeezed all the juice out into like another drink or whatever, and then whatever like little bit of juice was left in the original, they just squeezed that into like a gallon jug of water. It was like, yeah, there it is, carbonation, drink. It's like, no, it's not how this works.
If that, they took whatever juice fell from the fruit that laid on the counter, swiped it off, and then wrung it out with a wet rag into the vat that makes that shit. It's so
And the
gross.
vat is like 300 gallons.
Mm.
Like, yeah, it should be enough. And then the carbonation, they put like no carbonation in it though. I mean, I don't drink that kind of stuff. I mean, if I'm not drinking, a Guinness, that's water. So I'm not a big soda connoisseur.
If I'm going seltzer water, it's Polar every time.
Polar's not that bad. I can vibe with Polar.
Hunter says that's an oddly accurate description of how bubbly is made.
Probably right though. That's the problem. Like, you're probably correct.
Mullick hates his
think-
pineapple pizza. I hate seltzer waters.
I think I can hear Bubbly knocking on your door right now, Ryan. They might be a little upset.
I don't care. They can sit outside.
Ooh. They don't know the password to my fort.
Look at that glow.
Beautiful.
All right,
It's
ladies and
the-
gents, can we get a straight line for race number 2 of North America Red?
Yes. I'm betting on yes.
At this angle, I do not think so.
I still stand by that Mullick pays people off here. I don't know what he does, but it's something.
What would you
So
pay him? How much?
the safety car will sit there until all of the numbers have been called, and then they go, all right, everyone else on the grid, go. And I believe that's what makes everyone move.
Yep. When I did it, it was like, all right, so we're all lined up, and they say, okay, so top 12 is as follows, and they just read off the car numbers, and then everyone lines up, and then eventually, at some point, the train just sort of goes. I never got to see it sort of go firsthand. I would just be like, okay, I'm gonna sit behind this person, and now I'm moving again.
So it looks like Abe Duarte will be taking the provisional pole for the time being for the race start, followed by Sear, Tim Brook, Tatis Lucas, Martin Louis, Adrian Bordon, Simon Salomon, Grant Cleansing, and Jansen. Looks like Jansen is a debutant as well to North America Red.
I'm sitting P10 right now. Well, P9 actually, because safety car doesn't count for this, unfortunately. That's pretty good for him, especially looking to try to bounce back from last race. Did not go his way all too much, so perhaps a change of fortune. We'll have to wait and see as cars making their way around the top of the mountain.
I'm also curious how accurate this is. I think something's wrong with the standings.
On the side?
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for this to update.
Probably. We will have to wait and see.
All right, final race of the evening as we approach Cheetah. Nick, would you like to close us out?
Oh, I would absolutely love to close us out with the final call of the final race of North American Red Split. So the safety car pulls in. Duarte, Sear, Brooke, Litkus, and Louis making up that top 5 here. So around the final corner they go. He starts. It's always, the tension just rises. You got to keep your eyes pointed at the top of the screen. You're just watching your speed, keeping it where it needs to be. You're waiting for those 4 green circles to crop up. So they crawl across the line here, waiting for the lights. And we are
Green line.
green here. Kyalami race 2. Excellent start out of the front runners. Everyone looking for a bit of real estate. We've got a Lambo around, and it is just kicking off as it looks like the back half of the grid just in complete chaos.
So-
oh my goodness.
North
that
America Red
was,
said to hell with the car park and said,
that
let's
was
go
Snell
with the
trend.
fucking carnival and make it bumper cars.
Neltron. Looks
And
like
it looks like the safety car is on the move.
yeah. Can we get Mullick in here to measure how far that was? I think the current record is 12 meters at Imola.
I think we made it 30.
I think we made okay. That's a pretty good. That's more than double. That's good. But
The unique thing about this contact here was that was made at the kink. It
Yep.
wasn't made at turn 2 of Crowthorne.
Nope.
It was a rather
Gotta be at the
unique
start.
incident.
well, you
Wow.
Neltron went to the right side to, I'm guessing, get a run on somebody. I didn't really catch it right away. And then he just the back right just dipped onto the grass, and then from there it was, well, you saw it. There's no 2 ways about it.
I don't think we need a safety car. Right, we only lost half the grid. No safety car needed here.
They can just bust out the hammers.
It'll buff out.
The wind should push down on it, right? That's how that works.
Nah, you gotta get the guy on the hood with the sledgehammer, just bashing the absolute hell out of the hood.
Like in
It's
NASCAR.
good! It's good! It's good! I'm gonna
Nah,
drop
just-
the hammer!
Just tape it down, get some duct tape, you'll be fine.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, hold on. I think we got a bit of sadness here. 88, Star Spangled Man just ported to the pits.
Uh-oh. Maybe too much damage?
Yeah, potentially. I believe he caught some sadness in the OOR Bumper Cars Carnival special that we just saw.
Oh, yes.
I'll jump back to the replay and see what happened to him. The Spangler, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at it. Let's see.
Preparations A through G were a complete failure. We're going to move on to Preparation H.
Stands for holy. Because holy hell, that was scary. Alright, so let's see. So what happened? So Snell, oh no, wait a second. Did Snell get bumped? I think Gulzar, oh no, Gulzar went into the back of Snell and that just kicked everything off. Because did they go green? Yeah, they did. Gulzar just got a better reaction. He tried to go to the outside, but there just wasn't enough room. And everybody just gets caught up. Spangler, though, he tried to dodge. He hit the car in front. He got slammed into the behind. Oh, jeez. He just went left side to right side, bumper to bumper. That was violent. So we see Snelltren in the pits as well, Giordano. We've got so many cars in the pits. Clark, Davis, Briscoe, Jensen, Snell, Levine, Spangler. Just, there are more cars involved, absolutely, but, some getting out better than others. As we saw the whole field just completely shuffled now.
Yeah, so I would assume that with the safety car, they will go in after this lap, leaving the remaining stranglers who are currently stuck in the pits to catch up as quickly as they can. You see car 667, which is a safety car, driving quickly away. Pace will be left up to Abe Duarte as they get close to the start-finish line. We will restart this race.
Should I try the call again, or should I just leave it?
I'll go ahead and take the restart away.
You know what? That's fair.
AP Green Car Park 2.0. Yeah.
Oh,
Car
God.
Park, bumper cars. I think that was more so bumper cars than Car Park. But we did
Yep.
have lots of cars just stuck around there. All right, so Abe Duarte is going to cross the start-finish line and can't pass until you get past there. Abe Duarte will maintain his gap about 3/4 of a second in front of Sear. As we can see the gaggle of cars run in behind them. Looks like Tim Brook having a bit of a battle with Michael Louie and Simon Salomon here. Getting
Don't
very
forget to remove your safety car. Sorry, just I saw it.
I don't think I have any control over it. Hold on.
Oh, really?
There we
I thought
go.
you did.
Yep, I do.
Hey, got him.
I'm just having weird connection issues with most of my gear
Oh,
tonight.
we've got a McLaren around.
Yep.
In the back, looks like Bourdon. I think he got spun by Cleansing.
Bit of contact there. It looks like the Honda is going to collect the Audi.
wow.
So we got 3 cars off track now.
Oh, boy.
Safe join.
Not the safest rejoins there.
No, so that's likely about 10 seconds of penalty coming their way.
Yep. It's all. I mean, we had such a clean race one. You know, I think it was bound to happen that the dice would not roll in our favor.
That was a hell of a start for race number 2, to say the least. So Michael Louie retaining his position, getting a little squirrely. If you want to see Audi things first and first hand, there you go. See the Porky Boy of Brian Yee very close behind. He will likely tuck behind Michael Louie, going into turn 2, trying to get a bit of a tow. Michael Louie pulling away quite a bit. Let's get the overhead look. 2 very agile cars. 2 cars that are also great at braking. So decent battle, but the Audi will win on a straight line every time.
Oh, we've got more contact in the back. We got a McLaren around that appears to be File. Like Muck just got into the back of him at turn 2. I don't know if it was a brake thing. I'm sorry.
Anriban Makutapadye off track as well.
He was the one that made contact with Fila or File. They just went into the back of him. I mean, he did wait for him to pull ahead, so you gotta give him some credit there for having the politeness to let him back through. Fila finds himself 22nd at the moment. After that, I think he might have lost. I think it was 4 or 5 positions after that contact.
Quite unfortunate. Lost a lot of time. Probably about 2 laps pace with the safety car, as we're nearly a third of the way through the race. 21 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. We're on board with Ryan Yee trailing behind Michael Louie.
We have a bit of a battle brewing here. We do Gold and Varnes. Varnes backing out, though. Tried to look for maybe a bit of a move through Cheetah, but decides that the claws of the feline are not worth it at this point. The race is still relatively young. Still got some time, and we've had that incident right at lap 1, and some more contact later on. So I think right now drivers are sort of just looking to calm things down, try to settle into a position, get the rhythm going, and then see if they can maybe make some sort of some moves later on. Split Blue woke up this morning and chose violence to Split Red. Split Blue, I don't think there was anything major in Split Blue. I think maybe a couple contacts here and there, but nothing too bad.
No.
Compared to Red, it was pretty safe, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was Ryan Yee losing, or not losing. I think he tried to go around Louis, might have gotten just barely, and then lost that position. He's still in 7th. Could have had 6th, as we got a bit of looks like a bit of a train forming here with pretty much 1st all the way back to 7th with Yi. Maybe this will be a bit something. Maybe they're all going to help each other out, pull ahead, and then make it sort of a top 7 show. Car 23, Maltadini, looks like he got into a bit of an accident, teleported to the pits. Okay, hold on. We've got some moves going here into turn 1. Salomon looking for something down the inside of Brooks, decides to back out, doesn't want to risk it just yet, and Brooks taking its stab at Sear. Duarte trying to pull away, but that Porsche keeping right in line, keeping him honest. I don't know. I think something's brewing. Oh no, we've got the McLaren of Brooks just losing that back end and spinning off, going to drop down, way down. Looks like he's going to be chilling in about 7th, 8th place once the scoreboard updates.
Looks like 8th place right now. Still a very close battle between the top 7 cars here, and then 8 through 10. Not too far behind. Got a few penalties coming in. Car 39. It's on rebound. Didn't mean to steal your thunder there, Dave. Apologies.
It's all right.
So, Dave, what do you think? Bit of a shakeup from North America Red from last season, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Red ever had a race like this. So we just had some contact in the back with Barnes and see who else that was right around the final turn. But yeah, I don't think they ever had this violent of a race.
No, not at all. Yeah, some new leaders as well, as we have Duarte up on top. Sear and Salomon certainly poked their noses up at the top 5 last season. Grant Cleansing, another speedy boy. But yeah, some usual suspects that we generally saw within the top 5. Jeff Spangler catching a bit of sadness this week, unfortunately, so he's not here. Golzar not up top right now either for the second race.
And with a penalty, I honestly can't think of any time last season that he had a penalty.
No. Definitely far and few between.
I think it's enjoyable to see, you know, a couple new names towards the top, change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing Duarte Arcier like this far up last season. Solomon, obviously we saw him quite a bit. In Cleansing, I think we had a few races where Cleansing was towards the top and did really well. Sticking with the Nissan again for the second season.
Yep. Ryan Yee, newcomer, correct?
I'm pretty sure. I don't remember seeing his name last season.
Yeah, I don't either, because I would have guaranteed that Yee would have became a weekly statement.
Uh-oh. Almost had some, Louis got a little loose there.
Louis,
But hopefully Yeet does not yeet himself. That would, not be good. I prefer not to see some yeets. I always saw, I guess the incident, lap 1 would not be considered a yeet. But he is a new face, certainly doing well here in his first time out.
Yeah, not too bad at all. Quick reminder for everyone watching, it is a shorter season. We have about 6 regular season races, and then we go into 3 postseason races. So that'll wrap up the calendar year. Bit of a change up from last season.
Just before Ryan said that, it looks like we had a penalty come in for David in 5 seconds for causing a penalty. Lap 6.
See what's going on. Oh, we've got no, that's not develop. That might develop. I know it's a bit far back, B18, but
Oh, with Bourdon? We can jump
yeah, Bourdon, Gold, and Patterson all getting a little bit intimate with one another. As looks like Bourdon using a bit of extra road to maybe extend what he's got. So going to the first turn. I don't think there's going to be much in terms of ascend. I think he's a little too far back in this whole 16th to about 19th. I don't think anything's really going to happen unless Patterson goes for something late on the brakes down on the inside of Gold, and he's going to take that position. And we've got almost got a spin there in the background from looks like Debinin getting to the side of Bourdon. They both keep it together though, but Patterson moving up P16, pushing Gold down P17, but there's still a good gap between Gold and Bourdon, about 6/10, or not 6/10, excuse me, about a second and a half. So it's going to be interesting to see if Gold can hold on to this that little lead he's got.
So we're currently on board with Marc-Antoine Landry as you saw them go through the comb. Tight gaggle of cars there. About 3 to 4 cars going through. We're through Crocodiles. And Landry's got a bit of a train here. P6 currently following behind Michael Louis, making their way into Engwe. And if I recall correctly, yeah, everyone up front is for position. So no blue flags currently. I don't imagine that they'll catch them with 13 minutes left in the race. But we're going to see, is Marc-Antoine Landry going to check himself onto the inside? And it look, he's going to make a slight attempt there. Audi's going to have a bit more agility going out of turn 2 into turn 3 as we make our way in. A bit of sadness up front. Looks like we got a Lambo off track, and potential Porsche may have caused that incident there. So Duarte is going to drop down to about P15, unfortunately. And Andrew Sear. Looks like Andrew Sear had the contact with Duarte. Even more contact. We have an Audi in the middle of the road being forced off. Another Audi crashing into the wall there. A bit of contact from car 575, Taylor Clark. So I didn't know Audi things were contagious and spread from one to the next. Looks like a little pinball effect there. But geez, this devastation didn't just stop at lap 1. This has continued throughout the entire race. What the hell?
I think it might be the night setting. Maybe that's what's causing all this violence. Maybe
Is it a full moon?
I don't think it is. I don't think it's a full moon tonight.
Where's the
It's
moon?
been stewing. It's been stewing, since lap 1. It's been preheating the oven over here.
Jeez.
Let's see. What is the moon phase today? Non-existent, basically. So, no, I don't know if it's different in other parts of the world, but where I'm at, there is no full moon. So, maybe the skies of ACC have a full moon somewhere.
We do not. I checked, but it was moonless.
Jay has some advice. They need to practice safe distancing.
Oh, that's so 2020.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, that's
Jay,
getting very close.
Stuck in the past.
Then again, it's different for everyone around the globe too.
What are the guidelines like in South Africa? Do we know?
Judging by the race right here, non-existent.
Got it. Maybe they have Audi Tings instead. Maybe that's their contagious.
There is a pandemic of Audi Tings at Kyalami.
Oh,
Michael
God.
Louis proving us wrong, though, as he is still in the top 10. Taylor Clark in the top 10 as well. So 2 Audis, but I'm very curious to take a look to see, do we have any damage? Is it too dark to see? Looks like a few
Doesn't
scrapes.
look
on the
like
front.
it. That Audi's relatively clean.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all. Alright, so in terms of battles, who can we go to next? Looks like this is the tightest gaggle right here. A McLaren, whoo! Sheesh! Getting close there.
Ryan, please, I think sheesh is a little outside of your age range, man.
Bite me, Nick.
I will. I'll do it. You doubt me. It's gonna be a knock on your door here in a minute.
Yeah,
Careful.
bring it on, sister. All right, Tim Brook looks like he tried to take a very spicy, close line into Engway. Looks like it paid off, as he does have Grant Cleansing behind him as he trails behind Taylor Clark.
Cleansing though with that 10 seconds, so that'll put him. Actually, gonna put him quite a ways down the grid at the moment. Looks like if it stays like this, he's probably gonna end up in. Oh wow, it's not far actually. Probably like P15 or so. Yes, Hunter agrees with me. You're a little too old for sheesh, Ryan.
Both of you need to shush. All right, focusing on the racing, we're going to go up to Michael Landry.
Don't you mean Mark Antoine Landry?
Take it away, Nick.
I thought the same thing. Honestly, I saw M. Landry. I'm like, wait a second. There's already one of those. How is there another?
He
Like, when
changed
did
it
this
up this. He changed it up this season. It threw me off at the beginning too.
Yeah, okay, so I'm not the only one. Either way, he's trying to chase down Louis here right now. Exactly half a second as far as the timing sheets are concerned, coming around here to start their 12th tour of the South African track. Kind of pulls ahead a little bit less than half a second, but I don't think in striking distance just yet. We're going to have to look and see. Louis' last lap was a 1:41.7, which is coincidentally his best. And Landry's time about a tenth slower. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can pull something out here as Sear pulls ahead about 3.5 seconds or so. I think with the penalty, though, he's probably going to drop to maybe 6th place come the end of the race. And Yi going door to door with Salomon for the lead. And he's going to almost get it done through the S. There's a bit of contact. But Yi pulling ahead and starts to lead this race with 7 minutes to go here on the clock. I did not see the move there, but he made it stick. He made it work, and he's going to pull out a bit of a gap here. I'm going to say maybe about 4. Oh, it's almost a full second. Wow.
Yeah, he got
really
hell
got
of
out
an
of that.
exit through Lacoon there. So, yeah, like we said, excellent exit. And I don't think he will pull any penalties for the bit of door banging that they had. I would call that a racing incident, as both cars were able to retain control. Oh, I love it. You just see that yeet on the windshield.
You got
I
to
just
keep
noticed
it.
this. Awesome. So Yi is about a second ahead of Salomon. Salomon is about a second and 3/10 ahead of Sear. And we have 6 minutes left in this race. Roughly 4 to 5 laps. We'll see how it depends on Yi's position and Salomon.
We still got all those penalties in the top 5. So that'll shake things up a bit. And even just far top 10. Nothing much. Everyone getting ready. Maybe people starting to strategize a couple moves they can make as Geiger goes a bit wide back there. Yeah, I think it's going to be... I think if anything, it's going to come down to maybe the last couple of minutes. People are going to start getting ready, gearing themselves up, psyching themselves up a bit, maybe talking to their spotter, saying, "Hey, what's the plan, man? What are we gonna do?" And spotter just saying, "Car outside, on the left, clear."
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. If you don't have anyone around, then it's just silence. Unless you do a faster lap, or you get to the end and you just hear, "All right, mate, final lap, bring it home."
So if you are Michael Louis, obviously you want to push. But it's tough because you know that you at least have another position in the bag. You have P3 so long as you stay within that 5-second gap between yourself and Sear. But any potential risky moves, I would pull back. I would take the extra position that's given, and then anything that is easy and a handout, obviously you take that. But Ryan Yee increasing his lead 1.6 seconds ahead of Simon Salomon now. And then Salomon 1.6 seconds ahead of Sear. So common trend here amongst the top three. And then Marc-Antoine Landry, P5, trailing behind the Audi, Michael Louis. So you could foresee Marc-Antoine Landry potentially wanting to get ahead of the Audi in order to make up for some lost time. 5-second penalty currently, that would place him in P9 or P10.
I just think Louis should just take it easy. Again, if he does lose his position, he's going to effectively gain it back because of penalties. He will hopefully gain that P3. Why do I talk? Why do I talk sometimes?
You said his name.
I did say his name. I keep forgetting the powers I have as a caster. I'm so sorry, Mike, if you
welcome
see
to the
this.
Combox, nerd.
It's been 4 years. I've forgotten the power of the caster's curse, Ryan. Gosh. You're killing me over here. But hopefully Louis can just keep her going and then grab that P3 off the penalties.
A wild ducky appears in the chat. What's up, ducky? Congrats, Nick. You have officially made your first commentator's curse.
I think I've already made one. I've already had
yeah.
one commentator's curse, and it was either blue split or race 1 here.
All right, well,
I think I've already done it though.
Notch the belt. There's another one.
I've done it. Yeah, that's what, 3 times now. If you count the very first one from 4 years ago.
Well, if you look at my wall, I have about 10 belts from almost each race.
You have them set up as a trophies on the wall. Instead of it being heads, it's just a screenshot of what happened.
Why do you have
on
belts
a
on
little
your walls? I curse a lot of people.
You wouldn't understand.
Very close battle here between Andy Meyer and Tatis Lucas in the Bentley. So Andy Meyer in the lime green McLaren. Looks like he's going to get passed by Tatis Lucas. Excellent pass there, going through Sunset. Another spot that you could really make up for some lost time. Passing zones, I would say, are Sunset, potentially Barbecue, Le Coupe, and Crocodiles. What about you, gents? Do you have any other spots that you would pass through on here?
Cheetah.
Do you have
I've done it. I've done it. It's terrifying. You have to.
I was gonna say I don't think I'm brave enough to try passing on Cheetah.
I mean, you just gotta select the correct deity to pray to, and if you get it right, hey, congrats, you got a position. Or the final turn.
I think the keyword is if.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
You get it right.
You sort of just blind guess it. Oh boy. Uh-oh.
Speaking of if, Andy Meyer getting a little lick of Cheetah. Cheetah kicked back, shoved him into the dirt. He's going to retain his position, but we got Thomas
4
Varnes.
seconds. Oh my god.
Thomas Varnes on the bumper, 0.8 away, much closer than he was before.
That might be the closest battle we've got. Oh no, what happened to Gio? Oh, he pulled ahead. I was gonna say he was about 600th behind Gold, but something must have happened.
So if you have your OOR bingo sheets, you have someone yeeted by Cheetah, car park or bumper cars, mark that. Safety car, mark that. You got your free spot, and then what would be the last spot?
Caster's curse.
Commentator's curse. Do we have a
Yeah.
car off there? Is that a car?
404.
Yes,
I
it
saw,
was. Team
yeah,
Brooke.
cleansing hit the bumper of Brooke,
Oof.
spun him around.
Boy.
Sadness. So cleansing will likely receive another few seconds there.
Probably, most likely.
The man of the hour, Ryan Yee, rounding the final corner, and he's going to take the win here. The final race of the evening by quite a margin, 5.2 seconds. What a performance by him. Salomon coming through, and despite Sear and Landry making it through, it looks as though they're going to lose those positions, which means Louis will take the final spot on the podium. I don't know where the others are going to end up, hopefully within the top 5, but Louis and Clark going to take probably the 4th position, and then 5th is most likely going to go to Sansano, if I had to bet on it, because Cleansing's got 20 seconds.
Yeah, we had a 10-second penalty come through for cleansing on that collision.
Wait, waifu predators.
Yeah, I saw that name.
I did too. I didn't want to say anything. I was like, you know what? I'll just let it go. It does not concern me. It is not my team. I did not make the name.
That's
You
the
do like a
first I've
double.
seen it.
You do like a double take. Like I was going through the cars earlier, and I saw it, and I was like, "Wait a minute, what?"
Oh man, some of the team names people come up with are great.
Oh man, that's funny.
I think my favorite from season 6. I mean, obviously, the one I had, Vantage Point, but we got to be fair here. I think it was what was the Civic? I think it was Civic Duty. I think
Yeah.
that was their yeah, that was good. I'd give them that.
BM Woe.
Yeah, well, yep, that was good. Jarvis, get the Jag.
Cater 45 Huracan.
Oh, that was what? Yes. Oh, Category 5 Huracan. That was such a great team name. But that's gonna
Green light.
do it for Red Split.
So for race
Ryan
number
Yee.
1, what's up?
Wait a second. Hold on a minute.
Race number 1, amateur class top 3. We have Maltidini, Gold, Levine. Pro-Am, we have Cleansing, Bourdon, and Louis. Overall, Golzar, Landry, and Snell Train. Race number 2, Am, Gold, Levine, and File. So, bit of progress there for Gold and Levine. Great job there. Louis, Sear, and Geiger, 1, 2, and 3. Overall, Yee! Salomon and Louis. Get used to it. Yee is going to become a thing.
You know what? I'd love to see it, especially with I think Salomon was looking to get a bit of I can't talk. I mean, he's hopefully said he was looking to just arrive and drive for the races, but maybe there's going to be something more in there that we don't see quite yet. It's too early to call.
You never know. All right, ladies and gents, that about does it for us here in the booth. We will be back here next week on Thursday, same time, same place. Following week, have a bit of a break for the special event. So thank you for tuning in. Nick, welcome to the booth. We're happy to have you here. Killed it on your first night.
Thank you. It's honestly, it's nice to get back into casting. I didn't realize how much I missed it until I plopped down in here. So thank you for the compliments. Thank you to the OOR as well for giving me this opportunity, because I've been looking to get back into it. So hopefully I can do the org proud in the coming weeks. I'll have to wait and see. But if this is anything to go off of, I think I'll be sitting pretty.
Yes, sir. Dave, love you, mean it.
What?
That's it. You heard
He's
me.
so overcome with emotion.
Oh my god.
All right, guys. Chat, thank you for stopping in, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
See you guys later.